How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream, boys. We got ourselves even more class changes on the PTR. Improvements for solo queue on the horizon with an MMR drop for leavers. So hopefully that'll incentivize less people to leave solo queue coming this reset. Yo, they're back in the office, or at least not completely back, but they're starting to get back and starting to put in some changes, and I'm excited, man. I thought Mage Tower was open, so they actually closed down the Mage Tower for the release of Dragonflight because of the way that it changed. The new talent changes are gonna adjust the way Mage Tower works. It looked like it was gonna get harder with some of the scaling that we're doing for at least lower levels in the Mage Tower, but the higher levels, the better gear, and the new talents would mean that we'll need to redesign it a little bit in terms of like the mechanics that are involved. And it looked like new mechanics were starting to get slowly introduced into the Mage Tower. Like if you ever done that fight with a 3 Valkyr, right? The main Valkyr chick and then 2 henchmen, 2 goons, 1 axe thrower, 1 caster. The caster apparently has this void volley that just kind of was added to PTR one time for low levels way back in the day. It's just for some reason he was doing volleys at the very beginning before she does her first initial like AoE, like AoE radiation with wings and all that, right? So it was weird. So they are changing something. It looks like the mechanics are getting added in order to account for some of the class changes. It was playing a little bit differently. But yeah, how you guys going? Yo, we're doing 5v5 1v1 DUELS tonight. Boys, we're back in that 5v5 grind over for the EU. Let's get in here. Yo, how many teams do we got? Boys, make sure all of your groups are listed over in the Raids Legacy in order to join in for some 5v5 1v1 DUELS. Let me get the music back up and running, dude. This song, for some reason, I'm a big fan. I don't know why. Let me know if the music is a little louder, because I like this one a lot. I don't know why. Oh my god, man. Oh my goodness. Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited, dude. 5v5 1v1s and with the new class changes, I'm very excited for those as well. Very excited how class are gonna play. It looks like big changes to Feral Druids, Evokers, Rogues, and a handful of others, man. It looks like even PvE changes too, which is kind of cool. Not PvE, specifically PvE, but like there are some changes that are like, oh, that makes more sense from a PvE standpoint. So they are looking at classes from a PvE and a PvP standpoint. While my vignette is loading up, I'm trying to get some YouTube backup stuff done. We're ready? Awesome, awesome. They changed their Fury. Is it what's getting one-handed? They changed Fury. So I haven't taken a look at the Fury change stats. Did they improve the single-modded Fury? I would need to give it a try, man. I would need to give it a try on PTR, see how much they improved it. Because I am okay with them like buffing it. Because it seems like that whole playstyle is just a little undertuned. And I don't think they'll ever be able to get the two-handed and one-handed like close, where it's like you can play one or the other. It's just, I feel like at the end of the day, it's gonna come down like, well, what kind of weapons do you get from like raid or dungeons? Is there a weapon with like a bonus awesome effect? You know? And then usually one of those two becomes the best slot option for everybody. So it ends up being kind of difficult to like have variety in that regard. So a lot of people end up defaulting to the two-hander because they get some good weapons from the raid and from PvP, and it's more stamina overall and better damage because then you can utilize builds that utilize them to the two-hander without having to spend those 2 points. I feel like those 2 points are quite a bit of an investment, and I feel like that damage should be improved quite a bit though. I want to try to go to duels. You guys are more than welcome to them. Hey, any groups up for Demon Hunter here? We'll see. If Jesus got a 5-man, but I want to see if there's a second group available. If there isn't, I'll start the second one. I'll host it. Dude, I don't know what it is about this song. Can I just listen to it again? I don't know what it is. I feel like it's just a vibe, man. This song is just a vibe, IMO. Let me get the stream and get the bass stuff up and running here, boys. Yeah, let's have some fun in the 5v5 1v1 tonight. Yeah, boys? Yeah. They changed how one-hander works from 5% to 30%. Now, some may call the 25% increase significant. And those people would be smart. So I feel like that's a pretty decent one. So PTR runs up because like 2 days ago I got down last time checked. They've been down for quite a bit. If they're up right now, I'd be kind of surprised. But if they're up right now, I'm happy about it too. Like if they're back to business, then I'm happy. Because I would love to go and check out all the changes that are in PTR. Alrighty, boys. Jesus, whisper me real quick if you got a group right now, gang. Jesus got a group real quickly. Who got a second one? Anybody? Because otherwise I'll start one. Raids Legacy Molten Core 5v5 1v1. Okay, let's do it like that. Duels Molten Core group, boys. If y'all want to join in, more than welcome to, man. More than welcome to. I'm reinstalling both beta and PTR to see if anything's going on. So beta has been down for quite a while. As for PTR, I have no idea. I will need to make one of you guys lead of the group though, because I can't really be lead of the group if we want to queue up. But if I make one of you guys lead, then we can queue easily. So we'll see who we have in the group. If you guys want to join it, Fractal, we got some Mogdam. I should have you added. How would I not have you added? How don't I have you added a real ID Mogdam? The hell is this? Yo, come here, beauty. Come here. How do I not have you added? Or did I like remove you, or do you remove me because you were trying to make a friends list a little bit more? There we go. No, I don't think I've ever had you added. I don't think I've ever had you added. But that works out. Yeah, that's gonna work out easily. You don't have any like alt code in your thing or whatever. Chat, we need 2 more in order to join in this group, and then we'll have a full 5-man raid to go versus Team Jesus. Where's my man Kreiser? Where is my man Johan? Where are the boys? Can't find the duels. Gorduni. Roger, look to see if there's a group in Raids Legacy, and make sure all your filters are open. Otherwise, if you tell me your character's name, I can invite you. If you tell me your character's name, man, I can get you in. Какое у тебя персонаж имя? Сервер Гордуни, я знаю, но какое имя? Если напишешь мне имя, я тебя могу пригласить. Если ты что, Alliance или Horde? Alliance или Orda? I'm trying to figure out if he's Alliance or Horde, and I can tell him like, yo, we're Russian. Is that Bible? Is this supposed to be a Bible? How do I do? I guess I'll try doing the name, the server name like that. Cannot have players from that realm. Really? Weird. You're Russian? I do know Russian a little bit. Привет. Здорово. I do remember it a little bit. I'm forgetting it a lot though. I was born in Russia initially, but I mean, I haven't lived there in such a long time, man. It's been a while. I remember bits and pieces. I try to speak to you with my Slavic boys and Slavic languages here when I can. But, yeah. So I'm having a hard time inviting you, my guy. Do you have a BNet so I can maybe add your rod? What's a BNet? I can maybe get you in. Because it's not letting me invite you from server name. Unless I know, like, maybe if I knew the server name, like... Oh, that works out. Gorduni. Okay. Maybe I should have typed like that. That works for me. I'm okay with that. So we need one more. Uno mas, boys. Uno mas will be good to go. Single money fewer changes where, because it's 5% in PTR. I did take a look at it on the BNet, on the patch notes, because maybe like they haven't implemented all of them yet, Jake. There's a possibility they haven't done them yet. Let me see. Here we go. Is this a little quieter than normal? No. I feel like the mix is a little quieter. But the video isn't. Shouldn't be. Here we go. Yo, the the plus one will be good to go, man. Uno Masa will be good to go. Sorry about it. Let me start asking around, man. Abe, is he in? Hey. Hey. You want to join some duels, my guy? I'm starting asking the regular. ASUS is on NA. AJB, Orc Warrior. Akos. Does Akos want to join in? Potentially. Antu, he is in the unarmed planes. Hey, Antu. Hey, Anta. Wait, we got one? Oh, too fast. Okay, that works out. And I have you added on real ID? Which one of you guys is too fast? Alright, so I'm gonna make Mogdam lead here. Mogdam, if you ever need help, get the groups together, my guy. Okay. If you ever need help with groups, just like message me or invite me or something. That's all you gotta do. And we'll get more of you guys in here as we rotate the groups. Yeah? Alright, so I'm gonna make a lead. Raid lead. I leave. And I should be able to get you in. So your reality is gonna be... Got it. Perfect. Invite, spectator... match... XC... And... Oh, the golden grand, man. The grand. Okay, that didn't work apparently. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Apparently that didn't work. That did not even register. The game is like, huh? Here we go. Are your arms on that thing? There we go. Now it registered. Your arms this thing? Oh, I'm excited. Dude, arms were good so much output, it's not even funny. Jorgen, thanks so much, man. Oh, Jorgen helped out. You're all highest, lowest? Yeah, that's usually how we do it. Highest to lowest. We just last roll and find out. Although, it's really up to you boys how you decide who goes in, who goes last, man. At the end of the day, it's really up to all of you boys, man. If you guys decide, like, you know what? Yo, I want to see if I can try this build, but I'm really bad at dampening. And the team was like, sure, man, you're more than welcome to it. You can go first, you can go last or whatever. It's whatever you guys want to do, but usually we just do, yeah, slash roll to find out who goes first, who goes last. What's up, Nikolai? How do you, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Legit nothing on some buffs in the patches either, Dal. Is there really not? Okay, well, I'll need to go double check it, Jake. But I will take a look at those specifically later down the line. At least I'll try to remember to. Let me get the duels playlist here. Okay, hold on. No music? No music. I don't like that song. I need to really clear out my duels mix, man. That's an interesting one. Ah, this is broken. Hold on. Don't fight each other. Okay. I need to do slash reload. Don't kill each other. Fractal, just run. I'm not ready. Okay, he's alive. He's staying alive. He's actually doing work. Yo, Fractal's a homie. Yo, oh my god. Switch. Definitely did not have any kind of audio issues here. Fractal going to the big arcade damage, which is Yasa. Oh, Yasha instead. That's a bit of a different guy. Yassi is a warlock. Yasha is the paladin. Get it absolutely riddled with bullets. Big arcade missiles back to back. Absolutely trying to see if he can survive the damage. Massive ultimate 4. Fractal does it. Put himself right next to Yasha. It's kind of a dangerous situation to be in, but it's going to be the paladin charging out right after him. Trying to see if he can break right through the mage. It's going to be a quick ice block. Is it a bubble for Yasha? It is not a bubble at all. But Yasha gonna try to see if he can potentially just chip away the ice, but the ice is too thick, it's too strong. Quick Hodge, Ultrafractal immediately has a blink for it, trying to use that arcane mobility to try to see if he can walk away from the Paladin. Ring of Frost surrounding the sheep as he has a fully polymer. Big missiles to follow, trying to see if he can blast him out, touch the Mage at the ready. More missiles right after, got him some missiles while moving. Gonna be a quick Blind Ultrafractal is going to be a trinket out of the Mage. Shield of Vengeance to cover for Yasha as he's charging out towards the Mage with his approach. Quick invis by the Mage, quick AoE though out of Yasha, even quicker AoE than that. Breath by the Mage, immediate trinket by the Paladin. It feels like he can actually potentially have Fractal here. Fractal does have all the time. Yasha better have himself the biggest damage out there. Fractal is super low, playing with fire, but literally placing down a ring of fire. Big final wreck with a blade, and Yasha does end up taking him down. That is a lot of damage output right there, man. That's a forge. With Mogdem going to be next, spear onto Yasha, it's going to be a bubble immediately. Does Mogdem run to shatter? He may have to play it very carefully. That's going to be a full stun, big freebie damage for Yasha, but Mogdem at least feels like, you know what, I'm not going to die for it. He is going to take a lot of damage from it, but he won't die. Going to be a quick Avatar Bladestorm right after, trying to see if he can stay on the Paladin's business, get a quick fear before the Paladin gets to escape, trying to see if he can just get some auto attacks and a big executes to follow. Yasha trying to see if he can survive it, but the executes are going to take him out. Mogdem trying to see if he can just walk away very quickly, maybe get himself a bit of a heal. Before Kiosko trying to see if he can deny him any kind of healing to follow, just out here as a survival hunter with a bow. Are you weapon swapping? Is that what I'm gonna see here? Or is this like a new build you got going on? Because that is a legitimate build some of you guys were playing back in the beta. But I wonder if this is like some meme build going on? Or is this like, does Kiosko switch around whether he's like at melee or at range? Just trying to see if he can modify his gameplay based on the enemy that he's fighting. Definitely try to deny Mogdem any kind of reheal, but Mogdem is going to get himself a bit of health. I mean, the man is like a pretty good right now. Traps laden around the arena pillar. So Mogdem is kind of limited on his approach towards Kiosko. He knows if he tries to see if he can run away from the arena, he's just going to get caught by either steel traps, tar traps, potentially a freezing trap, maybe even a knockback trap, high explosive trap waiting around the corner. But Kiosko just try to see if he can maybe potentially get a concussive shot on the guy. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of build you got going on. Steel trap catches him. Gonna be Kiosko exchanges some dots. Stormbolt to stop him in place, but Mogdem can't re-engage. Gonna be a quick spear. Does Kiosko get himself out of there? Warbreaker with a freezing trap to stop him. Gonna be a trinket Bladestorm out for the warrior. Kiosko trying to give himself a bit of a defensive. It's gonna still stick to that ranged weapon stun onto Mogdem. Trying to see if he can go for a bit of range damage with those arcane shots. The Death Shock I'm actually doing quite a bit of damage as Mogdem is gonna turn to the pet. Impending victory to recover a little bit of health as Kiosko going in for a bit of a mending. Ben is trying to recover from the bleeds and the wounds. Big executes as Mogdem actually gets to go for a bit of cleave. Gonna be massive charge that execute. Oh my god, that is terrifying. Especially when they got that venti or bloody red executes. Oh, they're so terrified. Stormbolt, oh my god, just rolls over him. As we're only hitting that 4-minute mark, only 18% dampening. This is where Mogdem actually still has survivability for a little bit longer. But who's gonna be next? Is it gonna be another warrior with gamer? Is it potentially gonna be a Motherboard with a warlock? Or is it gonna be a Fenrisa? It's gonna be gamer. Fury warrior versus an arms warrior. Now the question is, how is Mogdem gonna be able to fight this? Already go in battle stance immediately. Doesn't want to play defensively at all. He technically does have more damage than gamer when it comes to burst, but that lockdown, quick burst out of the Fury Warrior with the bleeds is gonna be pretty nasty. Gonna be Mogdem disarming the Fury for just a moment. Is gonna go for big executes and got himself a little bit of self-heal as well. Full damage to the ready, massive Warbreaker into a gamer. It's gonna go for a Bladestorm with a reflect to follow. Gamer just trying to play it very defensively. Why he's got himself that avatar. A Mogdem is going to go for yet another charge. Getting Gamer super low. Spirit to follow right after. Does Mogdem just post parry? He presses parry. There's no way Gamer can actually stop it for a moment. Does still have a defensive. Try to see if he can hold on to it until later. Going to be a quick stun until Mogdem is going to go for big recovery with a little bit of a recklessness. Letting him go for back-to-back bloodbath, bloodthirst. Big leap by the Fury Warrior. Try to see if he can separate away from Mogdem, but Mogdem is going to go charge it out, follow. Does he have some big burst? Got himself Avatar. That's going to give him a bit of wreck into a Warbreaker right after. Got himself maybe a little bit more damage, but it's going to be Gamer with a slow. Just trying to see if he can sprint away from the guy. Just trying to see if he can avoid the Arms Warrior. How is the Arms Warrior actually challenging the Fury here? Going to be a trinket out of the Stormbolt. Mogdem has a trinket of his own. Gamer getting locked up for just a second. Mogdem just trying to see if he can pop himself a reflect for any kind of magic damage. Going to be Gamer getting hit with a big back-to-back Executes Gamer should be able to survive through this unless Executes just overpower him. He has the healing. Oh my god! Mogdem just overpowers him. The damage. The big Execute Slammer, Jammer, fatty crits on him. My goodness, Fenrisa tried to see if he could approach Mogdem real quickly as he's backing up out, maybe hoping to get himself that second win roll, and then kid a shot by the rogue. There's nothing Mogdem can do. Fenrisa looking to see if he can just potentially one-shot him, get him out of the game immediately. Not giving him that man a chance at all. My goodness. All right, Mogdem, man. The bleed build was never legit. It was just for fun. The build, you think so? The Fury Warrior build, you mean? The Fury bleed build? Yeah, I guess it depends. I feel like the bleed build does go through your armor very, very easily. And it's probably pretty good against other plate classes, but the survivability build in 1v1, the bloodbath build, is probably a lot more effective, isn't it? Gonna be Fenrisa trying to see if he can back away from too fast with it all the time. Gouge to follow. Does Fenrisa have a kid shot right after? Because some rogues like to start the big burst opener with a Gouge while in dance in order to get the Dance Macabre procs rolling in. Gonna be too fast. Trying to go for a knockback onto Fenrisa is actually gonna have to go for a nice block. A little bit of a bad situation versus Fenrisa, who as a rogue just so far has been quite deadly. Too fast just having to go for a full reset. So does the rogue. Sap to follow right after. Does go for a Shadow Strike, hoping to go for a big kidder shot. Cheap shot is going to be blinked by the mage. I think the rogue basically expected it. Does the rogue have a quick shot? As he does have a cloak, so there goes that. And too fast just taken down. Too fast. He lived in this world for too fast. What the hell, long enough. Biblia, which I think is Bible, is going to be up next. Or you call it Billy. Or you can call him Billy. I don't know which one. I think Bible? I'll call him Bible. That's literally his name. Cheap shot onto the Warlock. Fenrisa tried to go for a couple of Shadow Strikes. Immediately going to be a Dark Pact with a wall. That's a lot of defenses rotated for Bible. Maybe in a bit of a tight spot right now, as that wall was used really early without quite Fenrisa popping any defense, any big offensive cooldowns. Maybe there was a bit of a misplay with that wall. Because that is a big defensive cooldown. You're not going to be able to see that one for a while. That'll be mad survivability. And the rogue still has Shadow Blade, so this time he can have a go proper with Shadow Blade. It's going to be a Fellor down, but it's not really doing quite a great job to stop the rogue unless he just gets him right here. Looks like Fenrisa went with an evasion, maybe tried to see if he can avoid the Fellor, but he didn't even go for a swing. Biblia is out here out in the open, going to be a trinket to follow him. As it's going to be an Axos from his secondary pet. Mortal Coil does get Fenry walking away from him for just a second, going to be vanished by the rogue. Just trying to see if he can stay on the Warlock as best as possible. The pets are surrounding him as Babel does back up out of there for just a second. Going to be Fenry trying to go for a little bit of a visitor. Back-to-back big port for the Warlock. That's some mobility, but shadows up for the rogue. Lets him reconnect. Mad damage with secret. Oh! Mad damage with that secret technique. Taking the guy out with BD. Gonna be up next. The Demon Hunter does walk right next to Fenry. It's gonna be immediate immolation aura. Blind Fenry hoping to get a trick out of him. But BD knows, like, as much as he wants to get in there on top of the rogue and start tearing him to shreds, he knows he can't do that yet. He knows he had to be playing very, very carefully. Gonna be that vengeful treat. Usually Demon Hunters do run a PvP challenge that gives you immunity to CC. Big exposure to Ultra Fenry. Oh! I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, it looked like the man just exploded. I think he went DFA, but it still got hit with a big explosive as he did for DFA. That looked actually kind of insane. It looked like the sigil literally exploded him up in the air. That looked awesome. Gonna be Motherboard up next, dropping in a couple of ports over towards BD, who is playing a Destruction Warlock, trying to go for a bit of an immolation hunt. It's going to reach him with the succubus. You see walking him away, but a Cancelable breaks it fairly quickly. Stun, but a stun is going to be from the Infernal. As BD is going to go for a bit of a reset. Seeing that secondary pet walk drop in, that Infernal. For Mistbolt, he decided, you know what, I need to back up out of there. Maybe go for a bit of a heal. He usually gets approximately 4 pets, if at all possible, as Mistbolt is just going to spawn in even more portals from the Twisting Nether. BD taking a bit of damage, and so far, this hasn't even been the land inside of Mistbolt. Trying to go for that Kyrian. Maybe he'll be able to get enough souls in order to catch up a bit of healing. That is a big portal, smacking him down right now. Reflect up from Mistbolt with a wall. Mortal to follow. Maybe in a bad spot, going to be a trick of the darkness. Another portal going to open up. Trying to see if he can move the Demon Hunter out of position. That's actually going to be able to do so out of darkness. BD may just go down here to the portal. Trying to see if he can recover health from the succubus. But there's going to be a Warlock catching up to him. My goodness. That position over that portal, that was good. Taking him right out of that darkness, right out of the defensive. Fenry does catch up on 3 kills, but Mogdem VP, man, just keeps trucking it as the arms warrior. Big damage output for that man. It is wonderful to see him. Alrighty, boys, let's get us another going, yeah? Taxi, my man, let's get you in here, my guy. How you doing, dude? Hope you have a good one. Hi, bro. Turn, CCC, boom, boom. What's up, Ludo? How you doing, my man? Hope you have a good one. Jesus is ready. If Magdam needs more, we can get you in taxi. But I think so far Magdam and Jesus are the only ones that have a group right now. If any of them have spot open, I'll get you in. Completely forgot to change away from it before arena started from the build. Yo, I was actually excited to see what kind of a build you had going on there, Abe. I was actually interested to see what kind of like a bow build. Unless it was like a meme build entirely. Ready? Alright, we'll get to this another queue. We'll queue these boys back up again. If we got spots, taxi is on standby. So we can get him in as soon as possible. DCK, Mock Day, and Jesus. Let's do Blaze Edge. It's like there's quite a bit of warlocks in the team, so they're probably gonna have a field day with it. But I like that arena. I like the way it looks. I like the thematics of it. That and Block and Hold. Taxi can replace me, Ms. Bolt. No, we'll get you guys. We'll have you guys play one more time, Ms. Bolt. And afterwards, if you guys want to swap out, you're more than welcome to. Yeah. Shadow Priest buff is insane. Is it looking good, Jake? I haven't taken a look at it at all, man. Have not taken a look at it at all. But chat, big class changes on the horizon. Apparently, a bunch of stuff is being tuned for 10.05 and some lucky improvements in next week's reset. But it looks like majority of the class changes are coming with 10.05. Makes you wonder when 10.05 is going to be out. But yeah, apparently it's a lot of good stuff. Pharaohs are looking kind of good. As Jake says, Shadow Priest are looking even good. Can't even begin to understand why Shadow Priest is getting above. They're so good right now. Not only for PvE, they're fantastic for PvP, but like in PvE, they're just kind of like there. I mean, they're not terrible, but there's quite a lot of fights in the raid, for example, that are like not great for them. So I could see why they're getting buffed up. It could be that they're just scaling a little differently than they were before, because I remember it used to be like one of the best scaling classes. But after SL, I don't know if they're scaling that good. But the CC they have is insane. It is really, really good. It's like, I think it's one like saving grace for them. I mean, the healing, the damage survivability also probably helps a ton and all that. But yeah, if I had to pick one for PvE, they're just not always considered good. And this is we're saying that from like our experience, like in raid, right? They just don't really feel like they're that strong in raid. Twitch. Gonna be Miss Bold first up. Looks like we're missing one over for the team too, but I wonder if they'll continue playing either way. Gonna be Fractal versus Miss Bold. Trying to see, should we just go again? Should we just recruit that group? Because we can get Taxi and it'll be fifth. Yo, Jesus, do you just want to redo? Jesus, do you just want to do a redo? If your entire team bails out right now, we can get you guys Taxi and we can go again to get a full 5-man team. Fractal and Miss Bold can go first either way. We can just go again, same map. They can just go again. It's really up to you, man. But Ms. Bold is going to be able to get a bunch of blasts over to Fractal. He's going to go for a quick interrupt. He's trying to get himself a quick cast on Fractal. Maybe in a bit of trouble. There goes the ice block. Kind of has to go for that block here. Actually has to go for the block. There's not much you can do about it. Because Ms. Bold potentially just like go for a one-man army so far. I mean, he was able to do pretty good versus BD, but that's going to be real recovery for Fractal. Or for Ms. Bold as he goes, gets fired up out of a cannon, just going flying. That's going to be a portal for Fractal. I don't really know if it ends up doing much for ya, since he's right next to your portal anyway. If you're on to the Mage for just a second, it's going to be a random Chaos Bolt portal opened up for the side. Mortal to follow, trying to get a Chaos Bolt up and running as well. With the Reflect, Miss Bolt has himself a pretty good spot, but it's going to be a Nova by the Mage, just trying to see if he can escape the Destruction Warlock. As Miss Bolt trying to see if he can potentially... Miss Bolt trying to see if he can potentially get himself a good setup. Stun around the corner. Fractal has a blink for those in case he needs to. So he has himself some opportunity to potentially recover from CC. The pet is going to be able to interrupt you on that arcade, but Fractal has access to fire damage as well as frost damage too. Going to be a quick fear. Does have a trigger for it. Maybe an interrupt for the Chaos Bolt. He does not, but does have Arcade Surge. Does himself the big damage to follow. Going to be missiles, but looks like Miss Bolt is going to end up chipping away at you with Shot of Fury. It's going to be slow onto Mogdem immediately. Trying to go for a big leap. Stormbolt or Miss Bolt does have himself the human ritual to break himself out of there. That was a soul burn as well as a portal in order to get himself a little bit more survivability versus Mogdem. Trying to go for a big gateway just to escape that spear with an immolate right after. Used a wall just now, so Miss Bolt could be in a bit of trouble as Mogdem, unless you can find a way to stop this warrior from attacking. And Mogdem got a lot of damage. You're just gonna keep trucking at you. Looks like cute, just gets damage out of Miss Bolt. They're opening up another portal towards Mogdem, trying to go for a Chaos Bolt, but needs to make sure he doesn't get interrupted. Mogdem is just in front of his face, just constant pressure for the interrupt. Stormbolt to follow him. Miss Bolt needs a defensive or mobility, maybe in a bit of trouble. Oh, just getting chopped off by the warrior. Absolutely massacred. That That is going to be an immolation rolling on him. He needs to find a way to make sure he can get himself a little bit of healing. Looks like second wind kicking in, even if he does have some sort of a debuff on him. I guess maybe it wasn't a dot, maybe it was just a conflagration debuff to make him more susceptible to fire damage. Could be that. Gamer is going to be waiting for it, just giving him a perfect opportunity to go for as much of an honor duel as possible, not really charging out at him, but he should be aware that dampening is going to start rolling in. We are at the 3-minute mark, 30 seconds, and that's when dampening goes from the 10% and just going to keep ramping up little by little, one after the other. Now would be the time to actually get some damage on this guy. That would be the time to go, because eventually your healing is going to be limited. Gamer better get in there. Mogdem just waiting. I think Mogdem basically got all of his cooldowns back. That minus the trinket. But it may be enough in order to fight it. Gamer trying to give him as much of an auto duel as he can. Just let him get basically almost all of his cooldowns, but eventually you're gonna have to go. Eventually eventually the auto duel. You're just trying to be as understanding and patient as possible. Eventually the auto duel, they're like, oh no. It's just gonna be to your detriment. But Mogdem does have like, what, 20 seconds of trinket? What is going on? Gamer does end up charging back out towards Mogdem. Finally, Stormbolt speared by Mogdem. Full Warbreaker with the Avatar Blade Storm, just absolutely chopping right through Gamer. Who's gonna go? Oh, what is that? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what did just Mogdem hit him with? That looked like the man went from like kind of sort of healthy to just like basically dead. In a global. Was that just a fatty mortal strike or something? Yasha going to be up next. The paladin, I think, should be able to challenge the warrior quite handily. Reflect out for Mogdem. Blind, but Mogdem does have a parry for him with Reflect. Don't really know if he can really live this. It's going to be Warlock Houston really quickly before the Hodge comes out. Trinkets immediately. Might need a lot of healing right now, but it may be in a bit of trouble. Does he have a heal fear? Last second also. The paladin, if he can just stay away from bubble. Oh my god. The man did not want to even chance it. He just wanted to go for the bubble, just to take the guy out as soon as possible. Yasha's gonna have to fight versus these casters A and BD. Can he do the Mortal Call sending him out? That is gonna be a obelisk down. Unless Yasha takes down the obelisk, all these pets are gonna get empowered, from the Vile Fiend to the Demon Doggers to the main pet to the Big Tyrant, slapping you down with big Demon Bolt. Stunning to Yasha does not have a way to prevent any of this magic damage, only Blessing of Protection, which isn't gonna stop you from this fell onslaught of the demonic army. As Biblia is gonna be up next, surviving the paladin, either going to be going up versus Fenrisa or Kiosca. It looks like Kiosca's back to the spear build, so he's not playing some cheesy mimi bow build of marksman of survival, which I would love to see that build again, man. I would love to see it one more time, just once. I don't know if it's like a real build or just a meme build for like World Quest or something, or BGs, but I'd love to see it. Stun locked down by Kiosk. Going to be full coordinated assault to the ready. Biblia is taking a lot of damage right now. Big grenades to follow. Trying to see if he can potentially get away from Kiosk. Keeping him up there, maybe with all those pets. Big kill shots are coming through for Kiosk. It's super, super deadly with his kill shots. Biblia just trying to see if he can walk away from him. Every single one of these kill shots, if they crit, they do a ton of damage. People are trying to see if he can just walk away from Kiosk. Gonna be a big survival of the fittest, as Kiosk just trying to give himself a little bit more recovery. Gonna be drained onto that bed, but at no help whatsoever, Kiosk should be able to take him down with just a couple of globals. Too Fast is going to be up next. I think just trying to go for the most amount of damage. Use Invocation really early, so you should have some mad output. Freeze the trap right on top of him as he does get a Nova to Kiosk. Trying to go for a bit of an Arcade Surge versus the Hunter, but I think wasn't able to really quite get him. Does get himself a little bit of movement while casting, but Too Fast is not able to really maximize the pressure. May just have to go for another Invis and maybe go for another Resetti. I think try to go for... Are you so translucent? I was going to say, like, are you Invis? Maybe it was for like a second. But Casca is going to be able to get himself into a full camo. Barrage coming through as it is going to be Too Fast. Quickly picking up the eye just to make sure he's able to track where the Hunter is at and hopefully take him down. Shifting Power should help him recover a lot of his cooldowns defensively and offensively. It is a fantastic... I'm kind of... Out of all the coveted abilities from Shadowlands, I'm kind of glad they kept that one. I felt like that one does have a lot of gameplay, like, implications. Although I also remember that one being, like, super unknown in PvP because mages can get Ice Block and Invis and all that stuff faster. But, I don't know. Cooldown reduction, I think, is an interesting mechanic. But it can definitely be overpowered in PvP. Two things can be true. Big damage on the too fast though. Death Chakra to follow. Stun and locking him for a second. Has ulti time. Is he going to be able to survive that ulti time? Just Chaos can try to see if he can take it down. Ulti time does let him recover a little bit of health, but mad damage out of the Hunter. The kill shot would have been deadly, but the man, he's just going to go for a quick Ice Block, just trying to cool off for a moment. That is a lot of pressure out of this Hunter with big coordinated assault. Has himself the Eagles on the ready, so he got big Mongoose bites from a distance. He doesn't need to really even get a melee too fast. Just going to try to keep him tagged up with all the dots. Too fast may be in a bit of trouble. Big grenades coming through. Every time he gets on the side, Kiosk just playing as much range of a Hunter as he can. Big Harpoon catching up to Too Fast. Ash just trying to go for an invis. Big kill shots right after. This man right now is absolutely unstoppable. Survival honor god right here, man. Gotta be BG. Frozen up with probably one of the coolest animations ever. Look at that. Trying to see if he can catch up to Kiosk. Hunter versus Demon Hunter. Stun locked him in just a second with a big eruption into a Chaos Nova right after. Kyrian to follow. Yaska trying to see if he can evade it as best as he can. Does go for Feign Death for just a second. Trap onto BG to root him down in place with a sick guitar. Gonna be big coordinated assault to follow. Does he have enough damage right after? BD got himself the blur, so he's evading a portion of the damage. Just able to dodge. Kioska big hunt to follow. Kioska could just die. He just died to the damage over time with a hunt. BD just so much raw pressure, man. Demon Hunters are just insane right now. They're so good. But Fenrisa, one of the better classes for PvP versus BD, also a great class for PvP versus each other. Trinket Darkness for BD as he sees and expects that big damage out of the secret technique. Gonna go for a bit of an IBM versus Fenrisa. Lots of damage with a blade dance to follow right after. Gonna be evasion by the rogue. If BD can somehow control Fenrir for just a second, then maybe okay. Cloak of Shadows evasion was used by the rogue. Has vanished in case he needs to. Stun with the Kyrian to follow. Could potentially be big damage. Then it's quite a bit. Oh! Ends up just cleaving him down with an IBM. Did you see that? He just turned. I just cut his head off. That was incredible. That is so much output. Kiosk going in, holding his own, but BD bringing it back and cloning it back for his team. Let's get ourselves another one going here, boys. Let's get my man Taxi in here. Let's go. To make all the subclasses viable changes, bro. You want any changes ever? I like changes, man. I like class changes. I think it's good. I think you need to have iterations, man. I feel like that if they could do more changes to hopefully bring back, like, hey, here's a tier. Some classes are good, some classes are not, and make changes where they'll get closer and closer to one another. Hopefully just bringing back the undertuned classes upwards rather than bringing down the ones that are strong. Maybe like something that's really strong, like really outlier, bring it down, but like, yeah. Playing very awkwardly, walking to the wall. You're fine, Abe, you're going good. Yo, Jesus. Does anybody want to make a space for tag team? What's the point of them starting DF2 when they're going to be drastically changing things? Everyone's having fun about Wreck It. Yeah, they are changing classes that are not doing super good. The only change I want to see is simplification of professions and make a class and subclass viable instead of just 8 of them. I thought I was doing auctions IRL for a living. No, have not. I think I'd be bored of it. The reason why I can, like, the reason why I do the commentary is just because I'm super excited about it. If I was like really excited about auctions, maybe, but like, bro, with my accent, probably not a good idea. Honestly, man, I still got a little bit of like that leftover Russian accent in me, man. It's just not gonna work well. It's just not gonna work well. I don't want to have, like, when I speak fast, it's a barrage of words, man. But it's not a clean barrage. You know what I mean? But then again, when they do auctions, like, can you even tell what the hell they're talking about half the time unless you're in the business of it all? Taxis in? Okay, let's get you boys in. Let's do Rookhold, Black Rookhold. Yeah, like, I'm perfectly cool with changes, man. I'm perfectly cool with changes. Like, classes that are overtuned, let's bring them down a notch. But, like, classes that are just good don't need to be nerfed entirely. Classes that are underperforming definitely need to be brought up. I don't think it's good. You know what? I feel like that's how the game gets better, through regular iterations. Because imagine you make a meta. These classes are bad. These classes are good. Have fun for 6 months. How annoying would that be? You know what I mean? And I feel like as we make iterations to classes, changes to talents and stuff, by the end of the expansion, our classes are going to be good. Heading into the next expansion, continue iterating and making them even better. I think it's perfectly fine. I think class changes are good. Generally, I like changes in this game. Like, I'm a big fan of... I hate no changes. You know? You're fine, Abe. My man, gotta shake that rust off. You're good. I can understand you're fine, man. Appreciate it, Loa. Let me see. 83, 84? Huge. Yo, I'm having fun with these deals, man. These are starting off good. What else is there more? Algathor, affixes, Academy changes. Cool. Oh my god. You guys started posting down the Wowhead, all the new Wowhead stuff going on. Reminds me back of how we used to do our streams in Alpha and Beta. Constant looking changes. Twitch. Too Fast is going to be first up over for the team 1. Trying to see if he can potentially fight versus Yasha the Pally. Yasha needs to get really aggressive. Is going to be up next, and Too Fast already able to rebuke him. As Too Fast tried to go for a knock, but he didn't really go nearly as far as he wanted to. All the time to get himself ready, but the execution hammer could be quite deadly actually. Yasha tried to see if he can maximize the damage with that hammer. It is going to slam down on you. Wait, you did not miss the hammer. Hold on a second. You did not just miss the hammer. That man just avoided the hammer. Big burst out of Too Fast. Yasha may just have to pop a defensive cooldown. Try to see if he can avoid it. Shield the Vengeance of the Rating. Too Fast needs to go for some damage. He got himself big procs, big touch of the magic, but still playing it very defensively. Trick gets out right now with a big missiles to follow, but looks like a lot of his damage may potentially have gone out of the window. And that's going to be a quick ice block as Yasha just keeps pressuring the guy. How would you avoid that hammer? I feel like they should have slammed down on your way. But as soon as you just went invis, the hammer just disappeared. That was the execution sentence. Your judgment has been sealed, and you literally just escaped the court. Gonna be an intro back onto Too Fast. Again, access to that knockback and a freeze is so good for Arcane Mage, man. When they only had like all you see survivability and damage as part of the Arcane stream. They're kind of out of luck, but now like you get tripped on Arcane, you can go for Fire Breath, Nova, Walk Away, Reset. Big executions going in for round 2. Big all the time for Too Fast, but may not be able to escape this one unless he goes for an invis right now. Mad damage on the execution sentence. Oh my goodness, Too Fast trying to see if he can survive it. Does have a knockback for Yasha, but the man is of freedom. Oh my god. This Paladin is relentless in his judgment on the Mage. That executions is actually quite deadly. It is probably the biggest haymaker in the world. It's telling you, hey, from a mile away, hey, big hammer, drop on your head. It's gonna do a lot of damage. You can literally expect it. That was a lot, though. Yasha tried to see if he can fight versus the second Mage. It's gonna be immediate bubble for the Paladin. Try to play it safe as Fractal goes in for full burst damage in the opener. Now playing the same build as Too Fast, who's playing into that evocation big damage buff. But it's trying to see if he can potentially still play into a missile barrage build. But Yasha needs himself a little bit of recovery. Definitely set himself up a fatty execution settings on the Fractal, which is at least going to force out defenses out of him. Is going to be a blind as Wings coming out for Yasha. Final Rect to follow. Doesn't have the freedom to really catch up to Fractal. Does set up the execution settings, but the man is going to go for invis really early on. But if he comes out of the invis, hammer still slams. Going to be a blink out of Fractal. Kind of low in health though. Wait, this actually could be a good opportunity for Yasha. That hammer does a lot of damage though. Wait a second. Does that the play for Paladins? Big breath by Fractal into a Polymer versus Yasha. With missiles right after. Hand of Freedom keeping the Paladin moving. Fractal may just have to go for an ice block here. Yasha so far is just ripping these ice blocks out of these mages, man. All the time to reposition. Did not really use it for defensives as much, but is trying to see if he could riddle Yasha with a couple of those missiles back to back. Does he have the damage though? Knocking him up for just a moment. But the man may just have you here. You have no help whatsoever. May into ice block unless he just gets a big slapper on you. Fractal is super low in health. He's playing with fire right now. Oh my god. If that thing crit, if that ability just now crit, that would have been dead. You're playing with fire when you get so low, man. It's crazy. Gotta be a Nova onto Yasha. As Fractal trying to see if he can avoid him. Back it up out of the ring of fire. No. Oh no. His fire's literally in the air. I think he put it on a torch. Oh, that is super unfortunate. Fractal, they got a big hammer hovering over your head. It may be over. I think, yeah, Yasha, he killed you before the hammer even could do it. Took the justice into his own hands. As Biblia going to be up next. Biblia name translated to like Bible, I believe. Bible versus the man living by the code of Bible. I think it's hilarious. I do like a full yellow set, by the way. I've almost never seen anybody with a full yellow set like that. But it doesn't look terrible. I like it. I almost never get to take a good look at your shoulders though. Yeah, look at that. That looks fantastic. Got himself a stun. As Biblia going to be dropping down a obelisk. It looked like Yasha was walking by the obby to maybe take it out. Honestly, it may not be a bad idea to take the obby. Going to be a big wake of Yasha stun locking the entire army of the Burning Legion, which is going to give Yasha a bit of a survivability, a bit of a breather as he goes in for a stun versus Biblia. But seeing that he is still overpowered and surrounded by the entire army of demons, is going to have to play defensively. May need to use big defenses, big healing, lay on hands to follow, try to go for full recovery, wings at the ready. I don't really know what else he could really do. Stun locked by Biblia, unless he can stop him right now. The army has dissipated for the most part. Yasha able to start recovering a little bit of health. Definitely needs to go for as much damage as possible. May just need to go for that execution sentence onto Biblia. Can he do the big damage out of the Paladin? Either way, the wall for Biblia. It's going to be dropping down the big fell Lord to follow. Trinkets out of that stun. It's going to be knocked down onto Yasha for just a second. As Bibli looking for a bit of recovery. Yasha, does he go behind the pillar or does he just stay? I feel like this man could just maybe wait out the dark pack, go for a bit of recovery, and then get in there full force with Bibli, maybe even press a bubble in case he needs to. But he's fighting through all of these casters, but can he take down the warlock though? As long as the lock isn't sending out the demon doggers constantly at you, just fighting the Fel Lord, it is rough in its own way, but as long as there's no extra Fel puppies in there, at least it's a little bit more manageable. As Yasha was able to recover a little bit of health, big hammer waiting for him, demon dog is charging out, stun onto Bibli. It's going to be a bubble as Yasha decided, you know what, I just want to make sure to take this guy out of the game. Going to be a big hammer slamming down, but the warlock survived it. The warlock escaping the justice is trying to see if he can take down Yasha with a mortal coil, avoiding evading the justice itself, but Yasha trying to see if he can stay on him as best as humanly possible. Big slammer, jammer, taking him down, oh! And a massive temper to take him out of the game. With BD not giving the paladin a chance to breathe at all. Trying to see if he can suffocate him, but a quick blinding light out of Yasha to hopefully get away. Mad crit onto BD with a stun to follow, trying to see if he can recover some health. Wait a second, could Yasha somehow just screen BD? The man no longer has a trinket, going to be metamorphosis. Ivan to follow right after cleaving at Yasha. Yasha does have a bop. Maybe that can help him a little bit, but no, BD taking him down with a hunt. Big blade dance and taking him out of the game. With Fenrisa going to be up next. The Paladin actually did quite well. The big Templar's Hammer, man, did work, but a couple of Shadow Strikes and a Shadow Second Technique is going to end up eliminating the Demon Hunter out of the game quite quickly. Mogdem is up next. Last one for the team at 32% dampening, 6 minutes into the duel. Not much you can really do about it. Fenrisa trying to see if he can avoid him as best as possible. Mogdem walking into this one with every single defensive, but the rogue is tricky. Trying to shadow step around the corner, it looks like. Going to be a massive damage out of the warrior. It's going to be an evasion as Fenrisa just trying to see if he can avoid it, but the overpowers are literally overpowering the rogue. Getting shot behind Mogdem. Does he go for a trinket? He doesn't want to. He realizes that the rogue is trying to go very, very defensive, very CC heavy. He's trying not to really re-engage with the warrior as best as possible, but can he evade him? It's going to be a re-stealth. Is there bleeds on him? Whirlwind doesn't quite get him out yet, but Fenrisa does get to reset. Man, there was a lot of damage. I honestly thought Mogdem may just have him. Defensive stance for the warrior is going to reduce some of the damage he does, but also some of the damage he takes. Stun by Fenrisa is definitely a perfect opportunity for the defensive stance just to see if he can reduce some of the secret technique damage as Mogdem still gets in such a low health threshold. Gonna be a rogue evading him, gonna be a charge, but let's get rid of it either way. No evasion, so the rogue is kind of limited on what they can do. He needs to find a way to stop Mogdem. It's gonna go for the vanish. Definitely need to start using those vanishes. Has a blind, so the rogue, honestly, by not using those cooldowns, maybe playing with fire. Gonna shot Mogdem as a parry with a trinket. Gonna be immediate blind. Maybe that's what Fenrisa was trying to get out of him the entire time. He's trying to see if he can get a trinket out of this warrior and then maybe take him down. Leap and run on top of the rogue before he can go for a full reset. The rogue could still be in trouble. It's out in the open. Stormbolt does avoid the Stormbolt stone vanish right after. That DFA was so perfectly done. That was a perfect DFA. I am so sad I swapped to the wrong person in that case. I'm so sad about that. I can swap it to the wrong guy. Oh no. That was so good. I don't ever really see rogues run DFA, man. I really wish they would buff that ability just so we see more of it. It's such a cool flashy effect for rogues. Leaping in the air, slamming down on the enemy. Cheap shot into Mogdem. Is it going to be enough? Secret technique doing a lot of damage. Massive eviscerate. Mogdem recovering a little bit of health. Stormbolt into the rogue, but he does have himself the Shadow Meld, which is going to help him avoid that Stormbolt charge to follow. Spear right after. Has a feint on the cloak, but it's still not going to be able to do much about it. It's going to be a gouge on Mogdem. Does not have a Zerkas. Oh, slamming him down. The spear yoinked him back over there, and Mogdem was there ready with an execution sentence. And Mogdem does survive the rogue, which is surprising this late into the duel. Is it going to be Kioska next? So as a survival hunter, I don't think Kioska can lose to a warrior. I feel like if he plays his cards right, there's absolutely no way. He could just always bleed out Mogdem, drain him with the bleed, the poison, and with the pet. With this high dampening, Mogdem can't really go for a lot of recovery. With traps, you can always stop his approach. If you played careful enough, you definitely win. Mogdem, I don't even know if his strategy should be play careful or play, like, do you play risky? Do you go for the big risk, big reward? I think he may have to. I think he has to get on top of Kioska, put pressure in, get a couple of crits, force defenses, reset really quickly before Kioska even has a global to really go setting up any of his damage. A reset, then come back in, run him over, reset behind the pillar, and hopefully let second wind help you recover a little bit. Kiosk may just have to get super aggressive here. Gotta get myself one of those mammoths, man. Looks so good. This is gonna be mock them, tripping all them traps. We are hitting the 10-minute mark, boys. 53% dampening. You ain't healing at all. Kiosk could utilize that with the fact that mock them is already an arms warrior, already has like very minimal healing. So you could just absolutely just pressure him the whole time. I think he's trying to see if he can get him out of there with the skill trap. Stormbolter Kiosk does get speared. Let's go for defensive. Warbreaker to follow. If Kiosk does not play defenses early enough, he could be in a bad trouble. That's going to be acceleration with the turtle shells. Mock them is trying to see if he can put pressure out of Kiosk. Kiosk not playing a normal trinket right now. It's actually just playing the human racial, so you can't get out of the CC with just the human will survivor, whatever it's called. They changed the name of that racial a couple of times. But it's going to mock them, chipping away at him, charge to follow. Kiosk may be waiting for the freezer trap opportunity. Doesn't get himself a survival of the fittest. Freezer trap with the mock them. Can maybe start establishing control. It's going to go reviving the pet. I didn't realize mock them eliminated the pet into a charge trap right after. Looking for recovery, but also dampening isn't helping you much either. Stun into mock them. Does he get to survive this go? As Kiosk is in for full burst. It's going to be Stormbolt. Does Kiosk have an out from it? It's going to be Warbreaker. This is where mock them used to maximize the damage. Going to be parry, but the scatter shot is going to stop him in place for just a moment. Steel trap is just going to let him separate from you. Kiosk looking for the recovery, waiting for the defenses of mock them to separate. Mock them got a bleed rolling on him, so you can't really recover a lot of health. And Kiosk got himself the perfect opportunity, a perfect spot behind the pillar where he can just laden all the traps around this spot, and Mock them can't do much about it. Grenades around the corner with the surplus things are just going to chip away at Mock themselves little by little. It's going to go for a leap Stormbolt. Does Kiosk have an answer for it? That could potentially be good for Mock them. With the reflect back into Kiosk, actually be a perfect place right after to see if another charge. Does have a charge. Warbreaker. Oh, Mock them does end up overpowering him. Oh my goodness. And Gamer, does he get himself? Does he give Mock them a chance here? Does he give him a chance? Hold on, mock them. Oh my god, this warrior right now. This guy's insane. He had to play it very carefully. Honestly, as a warrior at this high dampening, as an arms warrior, not just any warrior, arms warrior. Honestly, so far it worked out for you. You had to play to your strengths. This man is like, you know what? I got a lot of damage. I don't have a lot of healing. I got a lot of pressure I can put on people and have very, very short-ish CDs. So I can make something work here. I need a bit of a reset, but I can't wait for too long. I gotta use my CDs. Leap, Stormbolt, get a bunch of damage in, lock him down. Otherwise, you're working down the pet and kind of trying to evade the guy as best you can. Playing defensively when you need to. Using defenses and offensive at the right time is crucial. And Gamer's walking into this one versus Mock them, who actually has every cooldown available. This is going to be as much of an honor duel between these two. Honor duel between Arms Warrior and Fury, both a chess matching each other with a Stormbolt for Stormbolt. It's going to be a Spear for Mock them, Reflect out for Gamer, trying to see if he can avoid some of the arcade damage, parry out for Mock them, so Gamer can't really do much about it. He's going to go for an enraged gen of his own. Mock them looking to back up out of there though. And Gamer trying to see if he can crack through those defenses. Avatar available for Mock them, Avatar for Gamer. Both are matching each other for big offensive to offensive. Mock them taking a bit of damage with the Blaze Storm right after. Gamers could be in a bad spot, could be executed. Oh, no way! Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. And Taxi walks in, dots him up. He doesn't want to make sure Mock them gets to escape out of this one. Taxi! Oh no, he should have given him an honor duel, man. Mock them is a monster, dude. My god, this man is making Arms Warrior look good, dude. In the 5v5 1v1 duel, are you kidding me? You don't get any healing. But this man, okay, to be fair, this man was given some honor duels. He was given some honorable, fair duels, but he wins those. Give him a chance, he wins it. He fights tooth and nail, man. My god. Hopefully Mock them is an inspiration for anybody who's like, you know what, I want to play kind of like an off-meta spec because I think right now Fury is really good. Maybe Arms is really good in arenas, but definitely won't say Arms is good for duels, right? Definitely not for 1v1. If you want to play some weird spec that's a little bit off-meta, hopefully Mock them inspires you to just like chase that dream and just get in there, man. Just get in there, give it your best shot. You gotta get one more? We can get you guys one more. We can do one more. Pitch out for the warrior. Mock them, could you link your duel play style into like Discord or something? Somewhere in Discord, like in general. Just like if you just do a whole string of your build that you did for duels. If you could throw that up for the boys, maybe they can give Arms a go as well. Yeah, that'd be wonderful, my guy. Oh, you guys are looking at stuff? Oh, okay. Combat. Oh, that could be an interesting laugh. Hell yeah. Alright, so we need one more. I'll let swap allowed in those. Like, as a Shadow Priest? Like, if you are the priest on the sidelines, are you able to swap to the guy that's in the arena or dueling right now? No. Actually, just in general, if you're a Shadow Priest, let's not use the life swap ability, because one Shadow Priest has plenty of survivability to live. Invite me. Yo, Chrysler's looking for the spot. Jesus, mug them. My boy Chrysler's looking for one more spot, guys. You guys want to get him in there? Looks like you guys are ready. Chrysler, I will get you. I will get you in here, beauty. Don't you worry. I will get you in here, my guy. Don't you worry. Chrysler, yeah, we gotta get my man Chrysler here, dude. He is the rogue dominator, the rogue exterminator, the powerhouse, man, the chaos bolt incarnate, the man, the myth, the legend. My favorite boy. He's been around here since back in the Legion days too. As soon as the spot is open. As soon as a spot is open. Alrighty, let's get Jesus and Magdem back in here. What arena to throw you guys into? What's another good arena? We did Nagrand. I love Nagrand. We also got ourselves what? Nokadon I can't do, because I don't have DF on EU character yet. And I don't know if I will. Like I should, but like I want to play with you guys, but like I don't know if I have the time, because I don't even have time to play NA barely. I'm gonna be doing Mythic Pluses finally, because I gotta get my 20s out of the way. Hopefully we get some gear, bracers and stuff. Yeah, dude, Outlet became a weird spec. I apparently crit mastery is a good stat for us now. So hopefully I get some worse master crit mastery stuff. Better crit. What are we gonna throw you guys into? We need 10:05 right now. I know, dude, looking so good. Hopefully it'll be out earlier than we expect, man. Gesture is broken. Like broken good on there or broken bad? Rescue allowed. Evoker rescue. No. Well, no. Yeah, no. Cause rescue is like what, you'll move somebody else. It's like asking like, can I life grip an ally while they're in arena? Probably not, because it's a 1v1. There are, I mean, so there are some things that are like allowed, because they're like, you know, like Warlock Hellstone. One, we can control it. Two, like if an arms war use it to survive and get himself an exciting game, like I'm not against that entirely. So that's some of the reasons. But like rescue, that would be one of those that you can talent out of, unless you need someone in that rescue and get a shield. Move yourself and get a shield. I understand why you would want to use it. I would say for now, I would say no for now, because that's a weird one, but I will think about it. I will think about it, because I do want to see, because that, if that gives you a lot of survivability as Evoker, then I'm not against it. Okay, you know what? I will allow it. I will allow it. Yes. If you're an Evoker and you want to use that to like move an ally just to give yourself a shield, right? You're not really using your as long as you're not, as long as you are the one dueling, right? And you want to fly to an ally just to give yourself a shield for survivability, I will allow it. As long as you don't like sit on the sidelines, fly over to give them a shield. If you're the one dueling and you want to drag somebody around for your own shield, I'll allow it. Just to give you guys more survivability. I'm not against that. Because I'm thinking of like, well, Evokers don't live too long. So I'm okay trying it. But if it's like a problem, we'll just go like, you know what, let's just not do that. Alright, what are we the third guys into? Dalaran Sewers? Let's do down Sewers. Let's get you in Sewers. Goma Jackson's a good map for everyone. You really think so? I feel like I'm not against that one, Jaxi. I feel like that arena is way too big. I feel like it's like a 12v1 arena where rogues and monks can just veer behind the pillar a lot and run away. I'm not against it. I would give it a try if you want it. If you want it, I'll give it a try. But I feel like it may be one of those like 12v1 kind of esque arenas where it's not a bad arena by itself. It just doesn't work well in duels. For PvE, Affliction, especially for one of the better specs they have patch. Hopefully, man. Hopefully, yeah. Upcoming Buster Insane, dude. I'm excited. Try to find Legacy Raids Multicore Terror Great. Got a group A. That's Celeron, boys. Celeron is back. How you doing, Tell? Hope you have a good one. Tell heard. Oh, Arms Warrior God? That ain't me. I gotta get back in the arena. Oh my god. They can easily fix Evokers by giving them another 10 yards of range on the spells. I think that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to make Evoker unique in that regard. I'm not against them trying it. I know they could just remove that whole playstyle entirely, but I am okay with them trying it out because they have mobility. I feel like they just need more tankiness, and they'll be just fine. A lot more survivability, and they'll be just fine. Switch. We got ourselves BD over on the team 1 with Fractal going to be first up. Ketem returning it back. Oh, as a marksmanship hunter, too fast as a shadow priest, and mock them as well with Fractal trying to see if he can search for who is going to be the first competitor. Looks like everybody on team 1 with Kiosk, Tagsy, we got ourselves Gamer, we got ourselves Yasha, all chilling back. So then you only must mean that it has to be a rogue as he goes in with the sap versus Fractal. Yet another sap, gouge instead, cheap shot, trying to go for big damage, doesn't get himself the big one-shotty, gonna be all the time, looks like the rogue backs up out of there, actually burns in one dance, but doesn't really want to commit quite a lot of cooldowns yet. It's gonna go for a full sap, just reset it all for that all the time. It's gonna be the orb, getting the shot to follow, but it's gonna be a blink right after breath. It's Francesca trying to see, for Risa trying to see if he can stay on a big sack. Secret technique does a lot of damn. Fractal does get to knock him back though for just a moment, trying to get him some defenses in case the rogue get back in there. It's gonna be Arcane Orb. Oh my, dude, this man knows what these rogues are. His brain is expanding. His intellect buff is bugged and it's giving him 5 times more intellect. This man knows exactly where this rogue is at. The only reason Fenrisa did not get hit there is because they have a speed. Big damage on the Fractal. This is gonna be enough though. Fractal trying to go for a poly, but Risa does not go for a bit of a reset. Could go for a Vanish here. Cloak of Shadows, there goes the cloak. As Fractal does pop all of his cooldowns, may have to go ultra time a little bit early, potentially Ice Block, knocking the rogue back as they go for a Shadows up, swap it to the wrong person, gonna be missiles to follow. Fenrisa is gonna go for a little bit of survivability, try to keep himself afloat here. Poly right after for Fractal. As the man is kind of low on health, but as long as he can see that secret technique, as long as he sees secret technique and he places Ice Block before secret technique finally connects, as it's like a 3-part ability. First to hit him with secret technique, then like images of the rogue spawn in one after the other shortly after. As long as you can Ice Block after he presses secret, if you're low health, you should be okay. Fenrisa with his Shadow Strike, trying to go for a big go, got full down, so the Fractal does go for the blink early. That means Fenrisa could lock him down with a full stun. That could be really bad for Fractal. Does Fenrisa realize this? Arcane Orb to follow, Kidda Shot can't go anywhere. Gonna be a Trinket to follow right after. Secret Technique does get him super low with a reset for Fenrisa immediately. With the Arcane Orb putting him out in the open. Poly right after for Fractal. Does go for the interrupt. Mage being a bad spot. Ice Block. Breath. Oh my god, that breath was so lucky. That breath was so lucky. My god, he was no help whatsoever. Oh my. I think he realized, like, wait, that was the wrong global to press. But thank goodness I'm not dead. Oh my god, that was just literally playing with fire. Sap onto Fractal does have himself a blink for that first cheap shot, knocking back the rogue, but not super far. Does get a pretty good slow with an ultra time pretty early on. Poly to follow. Fenrisa does not have a vanish, now gets one. Cloak shot is very soon. Does go for a trinket. Ben's gonna be just trying to see if he can stay on top of Fractal, interrupting him on his go. Blink off of that Kidda Shot. Fenrisa does have himself the Cloak of Shadows. As Fractal does go for that ultra time, it's gonna go for a bit of that temporal. That's gonna give him a little bit of healing actually. Breath versus Fenrisa recovers a little bit of health. Fenrisa does have a big Cloak of Shadows for this burst. He's gonna cloak it immediately. Fractal, that's super unfortunate, man. That cloak just lines up with the burst so well. By the time that you're actually ready to burst here, they just have a defensive. Get a shot. Fractal may just be going down here, but looks like Fenrisa is out of steam entirely. Unless I have maybe a big secret technique. Does go eviscerates. Fractal does he have anything to follow? Gives himself the least amount of damage. Fenrisa is gonna hit him with missiles to follow right after. Ring of Frost to follow. Maybe. Oh, does go in with a quick execute at the end. The rogue is just so deadly versus all these casters, man. There's only so much you can do. That mobility. Blink is one of the more mobile casters too, but they just can match you. Blink for blink. Step for step. Secret technique for BDF actually was able to avoid a lot of it. It's going to go for a full fear onto Fenrisa. This is going for the big go. Stun. Fenrisa get hit with an Ibium. Potentially Chaos Nova after. Yep, big Chaos Nova. Big cleave. Soul cleave onto Fenrisa with a blade dance. Oh! My, what was that? I'm sorry, BDF, you just crit every one of those slashes. What was that? Did you just like take away the rogue's armor for a second? What I don't understand. My god, Yasha gonna be up 15 hunters. What is that? Okay, rogue was a lot, right? A lot of pressure, lots of mobility. Man, but Demon Hunter just walked in, cleaved him down. This turned into just deli slices. Gonna be an interrupt onto BD for just a second. Does himself with big darkness, dropping in a bunch of glaives over to Yasha, trying to avoid him catching up any kind of health though. Is gonna hit him with a quick imprison. I think a bleed rolling into Yasha. Now BDF, one of the things he is playing into. He doesn't play into the demon that he summons in. Instead, he plays like Kyrian, so which could technically be burstier. Potentially, as long as he's playing the mastery build, trying to go for the eventual retreat, immuning any kind of CC. is going to give himself big damage reduction. Big hunch on the Yasha with the fear to follow. Does he himself a big go right after? Blind by the Paladin. Is it going to be enough though? As long as he doesn't get a physical hit onto BD, he may be okay. Does he have a stun? Going to be immunity for BD as long as the immunity is there for the entire Templars. Oh, he does avoid the judgment. Oh my god, he avoided it with immunity, but still stunned right after. That's a Paladin with full wings. Still super deadly BD. Better be extra careful. Does back up out of the imprison. Needs himself a little bit of recovery. I don't know what he's gonna do. Stun onto Yasha. Does he himself any survivability at all though? Just try to get himself metamorphosis and cleave whatever damage he can onto Yasha without touching him, but the bubble is gonna be up. Immunity out. BD needs to find a way to escape it entirely. Does he have any more outs? I don't know if he does. No blur, no nothing. Try to use Vengeful Retreat and staying up in the air for as long as possible to immune any stuns. Reduce the damage by 75%. This demon owner is trying to play as best as he can. That Vengeful Retreat is what he's going to live by and die by. But right now, Yasha has no big immunity for magic damage. Demon spawning in, so BD is back to the demon play. Needs to slay the demon, slam that soul. Definitely needs to go for a stun onto Yasha. Do you have any damage to follow? Now would be the time to make something happen. Vengeful, trying to avoid any stuns or blinds. Imprison. That's a Paladin with some damage coming up. You could be pretty deadly. Fear to follow. Does BD have any more survivability? Has a blur very soon. Stun onto Yasha. I-beam. Definitely needs to go for that blur. Big blade dance. Does he have enough to survive it here? Next stun could be extra deadly. That's going to be a massive hammer over your head. You need to take down the Paladin before the hammer takes you out. Just try to see if you can avoid it as best as possible. Can he do it though? Big hunt to follow is not enough. Oh! Shield of Vengeance explodes back out at you with that hammer slamming down. You try to go in for the big takedown at the end. That was the right move. Honestly, that was the correct move too. He did not do anything wrong there. He did everything perfectly just now. It's just a tough one. Big explosive to Yasha. Blind onto the Hunter, but I think the Hunter will just have you down. Oh my god, it's a marksman. Oh, they're actually kind of deadly marksmans. Marksman's actually kind of deadly. Yasha does get himself another set of wings. Big kill shot. Does he have a second one? No, marksman right now does have himself some big crit build. So kill shots do more damage when they crit. Also, you can pick up a couple of talents that buff the damage of aim shot, rapid fire, and all your crit damage. It can be increased by like 8% at least. It's still pretty decent. It's a lot of damage though. Every one of those aim shots can be deadly. Taxi getting riddled with bullets with a big rapid fire is going to be pulling his pet back as Ken. I'm trying to go for a bit of a resetting with that one. Going to be dots on the pet. Is Taxi just going to load up the pet full of dots? And just gonna health funnel for his incubus as Kenem just trying to see if he can turn around and attack the pet instead. Definitely needs to maintain his health of his own. What am I trying to say? The health of his own pet. As I'm getting confused with Motherboard. A big rapid fire onto Taxi. May be in trouble. The marksman hunter actually putting in work and just playing with a pet, so he's not playing that lone wolf. 10% more damage. Whoa, what was that? Get him. I think that was a true shot. So a true shot, he does get himself a buff with. As long as he plays one buff from True Shot, where he crit damage, he gets more crit, and crit damage every second for like 20 seconds, up to 20% more crit damage. So I think that's what Kenem did there, and he just crit everything. He just barely did much damage. It was a rapid fire, but every one of those bolts crit, and then do more and more and more damage. Marksmanship Hunter actually could be kind of good. Let's see how well he does versus Gamer though, because some classes do counter Marksman, especially in a 1-on-1 setting. But having the steel trap and the pet and everything, that could give you a bit of a break here. Storm Bolt by the Warrior, looking for big bleeds into a scatter shot by Kenem. Fear trinket out of Gamer as he goes in for a knockback onto Gamer, but he does charge right back in. Rapid fire around the corner. Kenem trying to get himself a little bit more health back. Stun as the Gamer blinks, leaps right over to him. It's going to go for a big defensive. Kenem trying to see if he can back up out of the explosive shot. Post shot is going to connect with Gamer here. It's going to do a bit of damage, but the man does get himself a lot of recovery. Kenem trying to see if he can pull his pet back. Definitely needs to go for that double tap if you can. Double tap. Explosive shot into Gamer. Is it going to be enough though? Big rapid fire around the corner. Massive kill shot. Oh my god. Okay. Kiosko does not want to give Kenem an opportunity to escape here at all. Going to be freezing trap waiting for him in case Kiosko wants to close that gap. The pet is going to be around the corner. This is where Kenem just going to turn the attention onto that pet and tell you if he can eliminate it very quickly. Freezing trap onto his main pet, so Kenem does want his pet to break out of CC as soon as possible though, because that's a stun that is a survivability that could be helpful. Definitely needs a turtle shell here. Scatter onto Kiosko, does go for a big buff for his own health bar. Big rapid fire onto Kiosko. Massive kill shot, staying super aggressive. Big kill shots out of Kiosko too. Turtle shell for Kenem. Does he have anything right here? Freezing trap onto the pet of Kiosko. Kenem at no help whatsoever. Needs a stun onto Kiosko right now. Camo, but it's going to be able to break out of it. Kenem at no help whatsoever. Stun onto Kiosko, but the main pain is going to come right around the corner. Kenem may be in a bit of trouble. Try to see if he can maybe do some damage here. Let's go for first. Kiosko takes a big hit. Honestly, I feel like you could have had him, but Kiosk with a turtle shell waited long enough in there just to see if you go for a bit of a resetty. My god, get him! Dude, I want to see more marksmen. I know that marksmen apparently are pretty terrifying in the solo queue. Out of all the hunter specs, it usually is marksman. But man, it's crazy. Kiosk tried to see if he could go for a bit of a reset. Mogdam was hanging out by the eye, kind of like telling, hey, too fast, pick up one of the eyes. He was like walking back and forth at it. Oh no, too fast is gonna go for a quick fear. Big horror bullets out to Kiosk, trying to go for a big mind games, but a scatter shot is gonna stop in place. Kiosk gonna back up out of there while he's got a mind bender on him, trying to avoid too fast as best as he can. As the shadow plays thrown down, crashes around the corner, he needs to maintain the dots on the pet as well as the hunter himself. If you can just put dots on the pet and the hunter and start mind blasting the pet, that will actually cleave onto the Kiosk. Hell, just mind flaying the pet, it will cleave onto Kiosk. It'll do a lot of damage. The dots can actually do quite a bit of work. The passive damage can actually do quite a bit. It can be quite deadly. Gonna be freezing trap on it too fast. As he takes a bit of damage, Manic Bandage right now for Kiosk and try to go himself a bit of recovery. Too fast, gonna hit with some dots, grenades to follow. It does get a shadow crash, but Kiosk able to avoid it. Interrupted by Kiosk on that shadow. Does himself plenty of survivability, those shields, as well as self-heals, as well as potentially power word life. Kiosk with a feign death, removing all of the dots, but does whore himself out in the open. That's going to be an opportunity for Too Fast just to load him up with dots. Kiosk trying to remove the disease. But is that full set of dots on him? No, I think it was just DP on him. DP is a disease. The rest of the dots are actual magical dots. So you can remove DP. Devouring Plague can remove the plague out of his system, but Vampiric Touch and Powered Shadow Word Death cannot. Stun around the corner. Too fast needs to maximize the damage. Fear onto Kiosk. Does he have the big damage potentially? Kiosk looking for a feign death as soon as possible. Mind Blast to follow. Feign death. But looks like all the dots get cleaned out. Kiosk with big kill shots to follow. Too fast may be in trouble. Oh! Kiosk does end up taking him down. Stormbolt onto the bed. Freezing trap reflected back onto Kiosk. Wait, Mogdam actually has him. Yo, I don't know if Mogdam. Oh my god, look at that dance. I don't know if Mogdam meant I don't know if Mogdam meant to stun the pet, but he stunned the pet, froze Kiosk with a reflect. I felt like it was the ultimate CC chin at the end there. My god. Let's go again, boys. Oh my god, these duels so far are fun. I'm enjoying the living hell out of these. Let's go. Onomas, man. Onomas. Grain, do you have a group? I have 5 men. Hi, Dal. 5 in multi-core Charion. Alright. Yo, Chrysler, see if you can group up maybe with Grain. Because you got a group right now in Raids Legacy. If you guys want to find groups, they'll be found them. You can find them in Raids Legacy setting. You go in here, hit 5, and you should hopefully be able to get a group together. Grain got one called Molten Core. If you renamed it to 5V5 1v1 DUELS, then I feel like you'd be able to pick up a little bit more people. I imagine. Maybe. Might need to rename it. Hey, rename group to 5V5 1v1 DUELS. 1v1 DUELS. It will make it easier for the boys to join in. Or I can join your group and help you rename and set it up. We can do that too. We can definitely do that too. DF how many are we at now? My goodness. You guys are mad over on the EU. The amount of duels we've done so far has been crazy. The buff in Pala. Crusader strike damage increased by 40. Blood Justice by 25. Final Reckoning by 15. Yo. My god. Shield of Edus cooldown 90 seconds. It was 120. Wait, Shield of Edus cooldown is kind of big actually. Can't rename my group. I can help. Let me do it for you. I'm gonna try to help you out, Grain. I'm gonna try to help you, fam. I'm gonna sign up, join in, make me lead. I will rename, and I'll make you lead. We'll do it like that, yeah? Add a listing. Edit. Alright, boys. We got ourselves a third group in here. If you want to join in, my man Grain got a third group for 5V5 1v1 DUELS. You guys are most welcome to join in. Jesus, Mogdam will get your groups in here in just a second. But at least I renamed it. And I can make a lead. If you guys want to join in, more than welcome to. Demon Nerds, holy Abibus? No way, dude. More stuff announced? Dude, January 10th reset. Oh, more changes for the reset. Wait, these are reset changes. Schedule next week. Number of specializations received increased to several spells and abilities. Oh, so this is like this reset, this weekend. So Vengeance gets more armor. Cool. Calcified skin, damage reduction 12%. Okay. Feral, all ability damage buffed by 3. Evoker, they changed it quite a bit actually. 5 storm buff. Okay, so I said some of those. Survival, all ability damage buffed. Butcher recover increased. Fear of the Eagle damage increased. Wildfire bomb damage increased. Cool. Fire Mage, Flame Strike damage increased. Living Bomb damage increased. Frostball damage increased. Ray of Frost increased. Nice. Brewmaster buffs. Oh, okay, cool. All healing increased. Vivify healing additional. Sun kick damage increased. Oh, this is huge for healing. Oh, that's actually big. Oh my god, 70%. Yo, big buffs. Retro got buffed. Shadow got buffed. Oh, hold on. Precise cuts. Talent. Reduce bonus to blade flurry damage per missing. 3 2. There's a montage develop and plus meta related to react as outlaws overperform. Expect to change. Okay. Outlaw dead. Good. Thanks, Blizzard. Affliction, Agony buff, Corruption buff, Drain Soul buff, Pandemic buff, Shadow buff, Suffer Life buff, Destro, Channel Demon Fire buff, all that stuff. PvP. Nice. Oh. That's a pretty significant one. So rending. Okay, wow. Ha! Oh no. Oh, Demon Hunter man are getting gutted. Getting chopped up. Siphon Storm's effect is reduced by 50. Okay. Good Spike reduced damage increase in major obstacles. Okay, one shots. Black Eye kick damage increased by 30. Tiger Palm. That's great for Mistweaver, by the way. That's awesome for Mistweaver. Mistweaver was 35. Okay, so they're trying to reduce that a little bit. But they are PvE buffs that also are countering, so it's there. Oh, Thunderfist reduced even more. Skyrage crit 30? There's 50? Oh, that's a pretty big one. Damage increased by 15. Okay, so they're a little more consistent. Priest stuff. Rogue. Improved Garou duration. Oh, I saw people going double Garou build, man. Double Garou, man. Garou playstyle gone. Oh, man. Oh, wow. No way. All right. Demon Strength Allegiance 150, 400. Oh, wow. What a nerf. What is this? That's actually big. No way. Oh, dude. Demon Warlock Dominance. Out of the way. Demon Fire damage is reduced, increased by 75. What the hell is Demon Fire? Is that your main pet damage? Look at adjust demonology sources, better aim and to give relative power. Want to slightly reduce demonology overall pressure by target and dread bite. Oh, okay. Defensive stance, reduce damage done. Okay, they make a defensive stance a little bit better. That's a good buff for warriors. Hell yeah, boys. Hell yeah. Alright, great. I'll make a lead. I'll make a lead, but we gotta get a Q. Yo, them buffs, man. The changes. Dude, they got PTR changes and they got live changes. That's my devs, dude. That's my devs right there, dude. Let's go. Biggest spear nerfs. I missed over them completely. DM got effed up. I feel like Demon Hunter is still going to be good. Don't get me wrong, but they were doing really well in arenas. Demon Fire is the Tyrant ability. I'm okay with that one then, because it felt like the Tyrant was really doing nothing. Because most of the day just to get the other pets doing stuff. But it may allow for like a Tyrant-based build. Which I don't know if people are going to do it, but maybe. What arena do we do, man? Let's do a hook point. Oh, Lordaeron? No, Maldraxxus. My man tags you wanted a Maldraxxus game, so we'll get a Maldraxxus in here. Was losing hope? Dude, they were on break, Philippe. They literally said, hey, we're on holiday break. That's what a lot of us assume, man. So, I don't know, man. Felipe, I was not losing hope. You know why? Because the whole development of Alpha 9.2 was a lot of communication. Beta, Alpha, a lot of communication back and forth. Not perfect, but a lot of it. A lot of communication, a lot of changes, basic community feedback. They were making changes, but also like not everything could be made, mostly because not enough time. But a lot of those changes that they talked about are getting already implemented for 10.01, where they have the time to implement it. So communication was fantastic until the break, until the holidays. Holidays happened, everything went quiet. Now we're back. Like, I wasn't really losing that much hope because I felt like it was a different whole. After playing SL, I guess I just had like the rhythm, and this whole entire time I was like, this is a different rhythm than SL. Am I going to be worried? No, because it's a different rhythm. To me, at least, that's how it was. I guess my gut feeling maybe someone paid off there. Maybe I'm tooting my own horn here too much. But I wasn't losing hope, man. This is what we want to see. This is good. We'll see how they continue changing. Let's give them feedback too. Get on PTR, give them feedback, boys. Definitely do it. Switch. As per request from my man Tags, he was like, you know what? I want to try this arena. I want to try Maldraxxus. It's a common arena. To me, it felt like too big, kind of like a Tolveron at some point, like with rogues and pharaohs. But we're giving this one another go just to see how it goes. Gonna be too fast. The Shadow Priest Incarnate versus Tagsy, the Master of Afflictions. Gonna be Siphon immediately. Tagsy trying to go for a bit of a port as the Siphon finally breaks his stand. The big PI available for too fast, but Tagsy is able to avoid the volley of void barraging out of his body, coalescing out of him. As Tagsy is gonna have a Mindbender on him. That Mindbender is gonna be loaded out with Agony's Corruptions, potentially Afflictions. Gonna be Tagsy trying to go for a big hunt. As long as he can establish a big hunt, if he's playing the big hunt build, interrupting too fast in Shadow, that hunt is gonna empower all dot damage on anybody by 20% more. More to call into too fast with a big ritual, but Tagsy is gonna be dispersed on too fast. But as long as a hunt is active, too fast is gonna take a lot of dot damage. Having to avoid the Dark Glare, but that Dark Glare is going to zap at you, but there's also going to be a drain around the corner. Too fast trying to go for a bit of healing, but these dots are just ripping right through him, especially when Tagsy can use the ability to sacrifice 3 soul shards to rampage those dots so they tick out more often. That can be very, very deadly on its own. Too fast trying to see if he can avoid it. Got himself a bit of a shield, and it's going to be a little bit more survivability to follow him. As Tagsy trying to keep the pressure on him, silence right after, but Too Fast is just loaded up with dots. If Tagsy has the resources, I think Too Fast may just go down here just with dots by itself. He can't really do much about these. Maybe he can dispel them, but honestly, I don't know if he's running for a massive spell. I feel like when you see an Affliction Warlock, you may just have to run Massive Spell. You're gonna take that crit from the UA, but at least you can clear the dots off, recover, maybe line aside Tagsy long enough in order to get himself a bit of survivability. But this Affliction Warlock god right now, man, is just not gonna give you a chance. Gonna be BD up next, trying to go for a bit of a vengeful retreat, stun into Tagsy, trying to go for big damage. Gonna be Tagsy, I think with the human racial. Yep, human racial, and trying to see if he can pour it out of there. Does not have a way to break out of the fears anymore though, or out of stuns rather. And BD could potentially establish full control, but that is going to be fully dotted up Demon Hunter, rotting down to the damage over time. As long as Tagsy can maybe get some kind of CC on him, plant a hunt on the guy and keep the dots rolling, rampage those dots, that could be a lot of pressure that he could put into the Demon Hunter just by himself. Fear off of that sigil is going to get Tagsy CC'd. BD is given an opportunity to at least get some resources and maybe go for a full chain onto Tagsy. It's going to go for a eventual shoot really, really early on. Metaverse is trying to see if he can get himself some cover for a Mortal Coil. Stun onto Tagsy, so he does get himself a big dark pack looking for a quick fear. Is going to rampage his dots either way, though once he get them all loaded up. I think that was actually BD reflecting all those dots back into Tagsy, who's trying to go for a big drain versus the Demon Hunter. Mortal Coil sent in right after. Drain to follow, trying to go for as much recovery as possible. Fear onto the DH, does get himself retro retreat to be able to avoid it. Is going to be able to slay the demon. Tagsy may need to use mobility in order to escape out of this one. Trying to go for drains as much as possible. Maybe in a bit of trouble. What going to use right now? May just need to back up out of there. Does he have any survivability at all? Looking for the gateway. Is going to use the gate in order to escape. Does he still have himself a soul burn health stone? Because if he has himself one of those, he may be okay. But he could be in trouble. Definitely needs to go for CC versus BD. But the man is just not letting him get much of a CC opportunity at all. Tagsy with a shot of fury. Still trying to see if he can drain as much health as he can off of BD. I don't know if he's got much really going on right now. All he can do is drain. But that cleave may just be able to cut him down short. Dark back to the ready. Does he have any mobility at all? Mortal Coil. Continuing to drain. Interrupted. May still be in a bit of trouble. Does he have himself a winning condition right now? Tagsy with a big board away from BD. Definitely needs to get some kind of a slow. Continue to drain as much as he can. He's just trying to see if he can counteract the damage of BD by just draining his life away. But Tagsy may be in a bit of trouble. Definitely needs to see if he can catch BD. Hit him with a Mortal Coil outside of Vengeful Retreat. If he can do that successfully, he'll be in a fantastic spot. BD try to see if he can Vengeful Retreat around him. As long as he's up in the air, he's okay. Tagsy got himself cast in circle. Could potentially get himself big cast out. Trying to go for a big drain. It's going to be a fear to follow. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Dark back very, very soon. Dark back in just 2 seconds. Dark back now, but the cleave taking him out. Not much you can do about it, man. That is a lot of damage, a lot of pressure. I don't know what you could do in that situation. I think you need to fear him, put him dots on him, dark glare, and then just let those dots ram. But at that point, when you're behind, you need the drain. What do? You know? That Vengeful Retreat immunity to CC just locks out your plan entirely. And there's not much you can really get done. Gonna be Kiosco next versus BD. Trying to see if he can tag him up as he does spot in yet another demon. This guy's just got a backup safety demon in case he's ever in trouble. Stun to Kiosco is gonna be able to break out of it quickly. Trying to see if he can avoid the demon hunter as they're trying to stay in the air as long as possible. Quick chaos with a big old stun. Kiosco does go for a pet stun with intimidation. That's gonna be scattered to follow, but BD is just absolutely untouchable right now. Slaying a demon, catching up a lot of healing. Still has a little health soul that he can pick up for even more healing. Yet another Shibara sponsor. This man is a demonology warlock. Ventral retreat, expectant CC out of Kiosco. It's gonna go for a quick fracture stun. Is that enough right here for eruption? Is that gonna be good? That's gonna be Kiosco. No, whatsoever. Big Glavestone in, just ripping apart that boy. My goodness. Jesus, gotta be Fenrisa. Up next is a rogue. Needs to find a way they can potentially stop BD in their tracks. Can they do it though? Gouge? Kidney shot? No way for BD to get out of this one. I think may just have him here unless BD just survives this randomly. Cheap shot to follow. Does he have him? I think he may just have him. Immunity with a ventral retreat. Does BD get himself any kind of recovery? Stun onto Fenry. Fenry could trick it if they wanted to. I don't think they gotta. But that's gonna be a quick cleave. Maybe a bit damage onto. Oh my god, Fenry almost just died right there to the cleave. My god, wait a second. Is BD just gonna be able to take him out right here? He picks up the eyes, wants to make sure he knows where the rogue is at all times. Get his shot, doesn't have an out. I think the rogue just has him. My goodness. Oh my god. That cleave is so big. What are you doing in that regard, man? What are you doing in that case? That is incredible. Oh no. Massive spell would have killed me probably faster. You may be right too fast, actually. I don't know what would be better in that case. I think you're correct in that, though. Maybe that was too naive for me to assume. Like, maybe that could have been good, but no one knows. Fenrisa gonna be up next. This summer to kind of try to see if he can stop the rapid fire, but the hunter veering back towards his traps. Trying to keep the volley onto Fenrisa. It's gonna go for big explosive. Big kill shot. Oh! Kill shot with an explosive happening all at once is taking him out as the road just goes splat. My goodness. Yasha, the paladin, running in. The scariest man, dude. Did I ever tell you boys that I have a fear of spiders? Not a fan of spiders. Video game spiders, for the most part, are okay, except in Skyrim. Like, looking at the Frosty boss spider in the Vault Incarnates, I'm not, like, terrified or anything. But, like, Skyrim, something about that first-person view, when you walk it through a cave, when you turn around, and there it is, lunging at your face. That's a no-go. But for the most part, none of the spiders really ever been all that terrifying. Gonna be Kedem, try to see if you can avoid Yasha as best as he can. Hitting him with a slow immediately. Gonna be that aim shot proc. Could get himself a lot of damage. Big scatter to follow. Rapid fire around the corner. Could have went actually for double tap rapid fire, maybe with a loaded proc. Is gonna go for big roots. Big damage into that shield. Volley to follow. Stun right after, keeping him out in the open. Death shot coming right after. That's gonna be big explosive. Does get him have the damage to follow. He has himself double tap in case he wants to use it. Freezing trap right after. Could go for big double tap. He's going to force out a bubble on a Paladin really early on. Hold on. Maybe Paladin is hoping to leverage Blessing of Protection to leverage damage away from Yasha. But we'll see if he can do it. Because Kedem, I think, could take him out right then and there. Forbearance is going to be out for a little bit. If Kedem goes in full cooldown, double tap, big damage, big explosive around the corner, gets Yasha low enough to go for a kill shot. It could be over. It's going to go for a sniper shot. Interesting. Sniper shot to give himself some range. Is trying to go for a big shot from a distance. Explosive to follow with a slower after. That's going to be a big damage. Yasha's done. Oh my god, ripping right through him. The Legolas returns. My goodness, get him. You're insane. Jesus is going to be up next. Does get himself a ghoul summoned up, laying that on Holy Death. The big A-bomb getting frozen. Kedem is going to have to find a way to fight through Jesus. Does get himself that explosive shot that AMS is going to help cover Jesus. But he's going to break through at AMS fairly quickly. Rapid fire into Jesus off of that volley. The man could be in trouble. Does get hit with a root for a second. Grippy hand onto Kedem. Another grippy hand to follow. Into a blind right after Kedem could be in trouble. Does himself big burst at the ready. Is going to have to go for turtle shell. Surrounded by the army of the undeads. Does he approach Jesus or does he get away? Jesus just wants to let the pets barrage him from a distance. Looks like the turtle shell helping him escape. Stone to Jesus. Does have himself a human racial and a trinket. Using the trinket this time around. Explosive shot does hit Jesus, but Kedem is at no help whatsoever. The ghouls are still upon him, but they are on the pets rather than the hunter. Trying to see if he can catch up to Jesus. Does he himself the big go? Steel trap, big rapid fire. Is it going to be another kill shot? That's going to be a death back for Jesus. Give himself a little bit more health, but can't heal. Stunner to Kedem. Maybe can reverse this here. Jesus still at no health whatsoever. Kedem putting in the offensive. That's going to be a big explosive shot, getting Jesus super, super low. Does get to absorb it a little bit with a spell warden, but still in that death kill shot range. Get him at no help whatsoever. This man is just trying to see if he can get over to Jesus. That goal is going to kill you though. That goal is going to be the end of it, trying to see if he can hit it with a steel trap. Camo, are you dotted up? You and the bed both escaped this. Oh, scatter shadow to Jesus. Does he have enough rapid fire around the corner so he can't even touch kill shot? Oh, no way. That was so good. That rapid fire around the corner so you can't be line of sighted into a kill shot on the grip. My God. Marksman. I can't believe it. Why is it so good? Oh my God, it's hit so hard. It's not super survival, but man, playing with a pet and all them traps and everything. Ooh, that's fun. That looks cool. I wonder if they'll get nerfed. I don't think there's any hunter nerfs on the horizon, is there, chat? Oh no, double tap. Yeah, I think that's why. They're probably like, you know what, double tap is good, but like, yeah, I don't know about that. Yo, Mogdem got a spot? Mogdem got a spot. Let me get him in here. Mock, them got a spot. Get in here. We gotta get Chrysler in here, man. Get this boy a couple of games. Oh my God, chat. Dude, I'm in such a good mood now. Seeing that there's class changes on the horizon makes you happy. That's what we're waiting on. And solo queue changes, chat. I think it's fantastic that they got a whole solo queue. Halink even had a whole Twitter thread about it, like, hey, we've seen the responses. We're trying to collect a lot of data. Also trying to get a lot of work done with not a lot of people on Slack because of the holidays. And they're like, you know, they decided what they want to do with solo queue. They want to implement it. But it's like we got a lot of feedback. A lot of people talking about us, like, you know, all that. Yeah, fight him in LFG. Chrysler wants to join. I can help list group. Does Grain still have a group listed in Raid's Legacy? He does. Grain, join Mogdem. Grain, yo, I can help you. I can help list your group. Mogdem, invite me. I'll get my man Talion in, and I'll get Chrysler. That'll be 2 people you're missing. 1.6k XP per mob. I've done 2 dungeons, 3 dungeons time walking. Really? I gotta give it a try then. Yeah, I did it yesterday. It felt like it's about the same, Jake, of like speed gains as it was like the combat assembly. Invite. I helpless. Is this EU? It is, James. What's the song? Phoenix. Here we go. I like this one a lot. Pass me a lead and I'll get these boys in here. Perfect. I like the solo they do. I'm a big fan. I used to play a lot of guitar back in the day. Not as much anymore. I still have guitars, but I just haven't played a while, years now, a couple of them. But man, I'm a big fan of solos. I don't know what it is. It's like when you really go ripping it. Okay, we're gonna make a lead again. Back to you being lead, and we got a queue. What I'm gonna throw you guys into? They're going to throw you guys into hook point, maybe. I think I could do hook point. How would you guys feel about the Maldraxxus Arena? Like it? Didn't like it? What are your thoughts on the Maldraxxus Arena? More of that or less of that? That's what I want to see, man. Beat my man. Yeah. Yeah. I'm leveling alliance characters because I'm bored. No one's online to do high keys. Dude, I'm doing some 20s tonight, hopefully. It's fine. I'm usually not a big fan of it because I feel like it's way too big and it helps classes like rogues and pharaohs and stuff. But that one didn't feel too bad, did it? It's a hook point. Yep. Huge. Huge. One left. Okay, we'll wait. Okay, Jesus looking for a +1 now. We need one more, boys. We need one more boy to join my man Jesus. It'll be good to go. It's fine, Tags. Anyone Hooligan got it next reset. It's all good, man, Tags. It's all good. Happens, man. Jesus. We need one más. If you guys want to join, more than welcome to. I don't know where Jesus is gonna list the groups, but hey, if you want to list them, it's fine. Actually, that's perfect when you list in groups, because I need to go save a bunch of these duels anyway. Because I had them all like on the side here, trying to save them when I can, but I don't know if I got all of them. I'm just gonna save and close. I'm probably gonna get a couple couple doubles, but it's okay. Can't wait to play some Brewmaster. I need to dive more in. Could you give me like a synopsis of exactly what's happening to Brew? Wait, also, is it changes for like reset changes or like in 10.05 changes? Because there's now 2 sets of changes available. I know Brewmasters are getting some survivability, but yeah. Like if you, Jake, if you have free time, if you want to, don't have to, because I'll be looking at the classes anyway. But if you want to like give me the highlights of like what should I pay attention to when I'm looking at the Brewmaster changes, just because I haven't played in a while and I need to like really catch up. I know there's like stagger stuff and the stagger heals are there, and then also you get more orbs for kicking and stuff, so it should give you more healing. But like, yeah, recent changes I'm looking forward to as well. But the healing increases having a minimal of 8 spheres per minute. This looks insane. That does seem like a lot. You could just bank a bunch of them up, take a big hit, heal a bunch. It's a question of like, does Brewmaster have the health pool big enough in order to take a big hit to go for a big heal after? But I guess it's better than not having it, right? What's up, Sam? So, how do you, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome, boys. Hope everybody's having a good one. We've been enjoying these duels tonight, man. Big class changes on the horizon for PTR and live. So I'm super excited. Super excited. Basically, Expel Harm is going to be extremely potent come 10.05. I think it's really good. I think it's really good. They definitely needed some kind of like a survivability, because if they keep this kind of healing and they'll have a stronger stagger down the line, right now they could utilize a healing build to keep them alive, but then later they could be more of a passive stagger playstyle too. But this also will give them a lot more survivability because every other tank has a better healing. Hell, Protection Warrior has better healing than a Monk right now. So giving Monks more healing since they're a hybrid class, you know, with the whole Mistweaver part of the playstyle, makes all the sense in the world to me. Not only being about like stagger, mobility, and 4 brew and Lexia ring and running, but more like, okay, here I'll take a big hit, I'll get a heal, I'll get here, I get Celestial, I can use mobility here, I can stun here, okay, I get the big heal here. Like having that, I think it's really good. Because even Bear heals a ton, man. Bear doesn't need healing at all. What is it? We did 15 Temple of the Jade Serpent the other day. We had a healer die, but it was just like the Bear's like, it was what, 3rd boss Tyrannical, and the Bear's healer died. We have a B-res, but the Bear's like, you know what? As long as none of us take damage, because none of us should take fire damage, only the tank takes damage there. And then gets hit by the boss, walks away, top himself, comes back in, and it's like, there's no healer for that one. That's so good. Magic Stagger is the same as the back of your fame. Is it really? Oh, that's huge. When tankist, the Magic Stagger. Wait, so is the talent to make Stagger better for Magic or what? I need to take a look at it. Like, I'll definitely observe and look at the stuff in more detail. But it just, while doing duels, I'm definitely missing a couple of these. A brew boy time. So efficacy Stagger, I guess. Magic. Oh, I see. That's huge. Cooldown Celestial Brew reduced. That's huge. That's actually going to be kind of big. I didn't realize it was just going to be like, hey, Tuesday reset. Here we go. Didn't even realize it. That's massive. Mad man over here. Yo, we need to Unamas, boys. We still need... What did you group listed, by the way? Are you in Raid's Legacy? 5? Yo. Let me start asking Real ID, man. Who else can we get in here? Where are the boys at? Bandits, you want to join in the Lira? Potentially. This is NA. Too Rude. Crazy Cat. Kreiser's in. Frostboss? Yo, maybe I can ask Frostboss. Hey, Frostboss. Boss, we currently hosting some 5v5 1v1 duels this evening. Would you be interested in joining some? Let me start asking around, man. Does Bonnie want to join in? Hey, Bonnie, hold on. Hey, Bonnie. We currently hosting some 5v1 duels this evening. Would you be interested in joining for some? All good if you... Oh, you got a group. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna delete my message from Bonnie then. That works. Hook point, yeah. Hook point, I think, is what I was trying to get you guys into last time. Daspector wasn't able to join. Jesus, are you online? One of you guys is probably offline. Let me double check. Jesus is... Is he taking the wheel? Jesus is here. What about No, you guys are all good. Is somebody dead? Did you guys swap leads? Hook point doesn't work. What about like Nagrand? Nope, hook point and Nagrand doesn't work. Did somebody swap lead? Oh, for some reason it doesn't work before. Oh. Okay. One left. Hey, do you have 2 places free? I got 1 place free. At the moment. We had 2, but I invited Telrion and Kreiser, but 1 left. Okay. So I gave lead to Kreiser. Okay. Oh, that works out. So I guess Magdem is out for the night. That's cool. Thanks so much for coming by, my guy. Appreciate you. You're beauty. We still need 1 more, boys. My man Kreiser needs 1. Kreiser lead. Okay. That's fine. You already left? That's okay. I'm gonna forward Dal quickly. Beep the general. I'm dead. Can't stop laughing. Stevie wanted to my brother. Stevie wanted. That's funny. That's funny. I'll wait a little, okay? Okay. No worries. Alright, so we do need 1 more then. Who do I get in here? So I guess I could ask Ambani, right? Hawaii? Jelly? WTY? Yeah, no problem though. Joe? Does he want to join in? Oh, you guys are ready. You got a +1? Okay, cool. That works. Apparently we got a group. So it's going to be Kreiser and Jesus. 5. Hook point 1. We're in. I want to join. Thomas and Mother, welcome to my man. Anybody and everybody's welcome if you are in the right region. Today is Friday, so today is EU 5V5 1v1 Duels. If I need to re-queue, let me know. Oh no, we're in. Just took us a second. All right. Yeah, anybody and everybody is welcome, man. We have I swear to God, dude, I just like fall over my words all the time. I get frustrated with myself. I watch the duels back, and I'm like, man, I'm just tripping over my words so bad. Just disappointed with myself, man. I'm just disappointed with myself. Every single time. I'm an A, so tomorrow is an A, same time, 5 to 7 p.m. East Coast. Starting at 5 p.m. EST. We'll be doing them over on the NA. We'll be listening to groups in LFG like we do on EU. And I'll be hosting them as well. If we need to. NA tomorrow sometime. Yep. More than welcome to Thomas. Fridays are EU. Saturdays are for the NA boys. Saturdays are for the boys. But so are Fridays. Also, we're missing 1. I'm a little bit... I know we got 1. Okay. Why do I talk like that? Number 15. Foot lettuce. Switch. We got us a team 1 with the BD over for the Demon Hunter. We got Kreisbad making a big return. Look at the Demon Hunter. He's just like, huh. The one class that I just despise. It's like, you're gonna get nerf guys soon, aren't you? They just talking to one another. We got us a factor on the team blocks as well as Talrion. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, that's sad. The night out, the customization, it looks so good. It looks like a battle-hardened veteran. Oh my God, it looks sick. I'm sorry, man. I'm fanboying over Talrion. That boy, dude, watching him play his arms. That man, dude, captured my heart playing Arms Warrior all of SL. He was just playing all the meme builds and making them work. My God. Yasa gonna be up first. Over for the team 2. That's a good WoD set, man. Out of all the things WoD did, the first season elite sets were spectacular. They were so good. Leap by Talron. Quick Storm Bolt onto Yasa. He's gonna go for Trinket Mortal Coil. Forcing the Trinket out of the Warrior too. It's gonna go for big damage. Yasha with a big... Oh, he does get himself the premonition with a quick juke interrupt. Got himself faster casting. Playing that Affliction, not destruction, not demonology like it normally is. Trying to see if we can load up Dalaran full of dots. Big drain. Dalaran maybe in a bit of trouble. Does go for maybe a commanding shot. May have to play it super carefully. Definitely needs to get himself an interrupt. Trying not to get an interrupt juke by Yasha. And it's going to be a Warlock Hellstone. I think actually they'll ramp it up fully with dots. Yasha right now with the drain, but it's going to be Dalaran trying to see if he can crack right through him. Big Colossus Smash. Trying to go for a reflect in case there's a mortal call waiting for him. Yasha better be extra careful. Trying to go for a drain versus Dalaran is going to go for a drain soul, drain life. Big Blaze Storm by the word, chopping away from the Warlock. As Dalaran takes a lot of the dot damage, but still keeps on trucking, charging back over to Yasha. Mortal sending him out, but it's going to be, I think, a shortest Mortal ever. Big executes right now by the warrior. Oh, taking him out. Dalaran fully loaded up with dots, trying to see if he can recover him. Is Yasha going to take him out from Yasha to Yasha? It's almost like these boys are brothers, honestly. The names are so similar if you put them together right next to each other. They're so similar, except the words are completely different. Except the meaning is completely different. But Yasha the Paladin gonna be up next. Yasha, kind of think of like the word Sasha and like that SH sound in there. Gonna be charged by Dalaran. Reflect, ready for Yasha, expecting that Hodge. Maybe has a Blaze Storm to follow, just to give himself a float. Storm Bolt into Yasha, back it up away. Seeing that shield, he doesn't want to fight it. Big defensive stance, just trying to see if he can tank it up a little bit as Yasha standing in there, running in, leaping in, disarm before the Paladin can really have himself a go. Dalaran maybe has a Blaze Storm blind. Dalaran does not have a trinket. Could be potentially mad damage out of the Paladin right now, though. Definitely needs to go defensive. Dalaran trying to go for recovery. Hodge to follow. Can't break out of it. Gonna be a big execution sentence waiting for him. Does barely survive it. Definitely needs as much healing as possible. Parry. Battle shout. With a Battle Master's Trinket. Everything is going to use there from Rallying Cry. Everything just to keep himself alive. Definitely needs some kind of a heal. Reflect in case Yasha has a Hodge to follow, but he wouldn't have one. Warbreaker. This is where Dalaran goes in aggressive. Definitely needs to get as much damage out as he can. Storm Bolt onto Yasha. Does he have the damage? Big Blade to follow into Yasha, though. Potentially could be big with a Blade Storm right after. Maybe execute. Does he have a way to break through his shield? He does not, but does go for Impending Victory. Impending Victory can actually apparently heal you through Bubble. I had no idea Impending Victory can heal you through the Bubble. But if Dalaran can stay away, second win, giving him a bit of a comeback, giving him a second chance. Battle stance is getting used in order to get aggressive here. Charging out, reflect. Yasha, I think, was able to reflect a judgment back at himself. Banner down, but does Yasha take down the banner? Because that's got to keep his CC out of the control. Oh, mad damage. What was that? Oh, Dalaran. What was that big slam he just did? What was that? This man, what'd you do? Oh my god, this man is empowered by the earth itself. Mogdem gonna be up next. Big spear on spear. That's gonna be mad damage on Dalaran. Having to maybe have met his match. Trying to see if he can leap away from Mogdem, but Mogdem charging back out at him. From one gladiator warrior to the next, man. Dalaran trying to see if he can survive, but Mogdem is there with a big chopper. My goodness, Dalaran was blasted with a team. But an arms warrior, chopping through a team shut down by another arms warrior. The amount of damage this class can do is absolutely spectacular. Now, Mogdem, I am actually surprised by that. I know, like, it's like he's just trying to assert his dominance. That is a reflective poly. You're a big sheep. How did that work out? But Mogdem is able to at least avoid Fractal. I don't really appreciate the banner on my boy like that. I don't think he deserved it. He's way too kind and so honorable to get that. But man, I think Mogdem is just trying to assert the dominance. Maybe strike the fear into the team one. Maybe it's part of that, like, part of the flexing strategy. Just be like, you know what? Slammed him down. That was your champion. If I can take him down, I'd take all of you down. Fractal's gonna have to be very careful here versus Mogdem. Mogdem trying to see if he can bait out a breath out of him. He's walking at him, bails behind. He's trying to see if he can get a breath out of the guy. Get bannered? I think it's not worth, man. I don't know if it's worth. He's too nice of a guy. Big charges for Mogdem, not letting Fractal escape. Nova to follow. Maybe reflect. Stormbolt. Does he have a way to recruit? He has kind of reached him. He did get an auto attack in there some way, somehow. Try to see if he can stay on the mage as best as possible. Potentially, maybe no trinket for Mogdem for a while, actually. Fractal does get him so a big go. Mogdem, does he have any defenses? Fear. Try to see if he can disrupt a lot of this damage. Went for it for an intro, but it's not going to be able to make anything happen out of it. The big damage on the Fractal. The big execute right after. Oh, slammed him down before the man could go for an ice block. My god, Mogdem got a lot of damage behind him. Lots of burst. Where's it going to be BD up next? I don't know if you could beat a Demon Hunter, though. I would be very surprised if you do. If you do, though, hell yeah. If you don't, I don't know if Arms Warriors can beat a Demon Hunter. They just seem way too good. Big cleave. Mogdem got himself parry. Blade Dance is still going to be able to hit you either way, though. Imprison onto Mogdem. Could maybe Zerka Rage out of it with a fear. Could definitely Zerka Rage out of that one in case he needs to. Is going to just waddle out of it. Blades are getting sent in. His glaives are going to be able to rip blades into Magdem. Try to see if he can spear BD, but it's going to be able to wood it entirely. I-beam into Magdem. Try to see if he can waddle over to BD. Does he go for a big defensive here? He definitely does go for a rallying cry, but the man may be in a bit of trouble of what he can really do. Try to see if he can Stormbolt BD. Does himself reflect. Maybe he can reflect the stump back at BD, but the man just got carves and cleaves back to back. Oh no, he did not just do that. He did not just play the banner on him. He did not just do that. Oh no. I guess BM calls for BM, doesn't it? Kiosk gonna be up next versus BD. He's gonna hit him with a stun. BD does not have a stun anymore. He does have darkness. He does have immunity. Mad damage out of the hunter. Scouter to follow. Just trying to see if he can deny BD that kind of a heal. But the man picked up immunity, picking up the soul, and trying to see if he can escape with it. Stone on Kiosk, actually imprison on Kiosk, and maybe a fear to follow. He usually chains those right after each other. Gonna be a trick out of the Kiosk, out of that fracture. As BD just gonna see if he can bail or charge with Kiosk, but it's gonna back up out of there. Bailing with eventual treat is gonna give himself immunity to CC and heavily reduces damage taken. But BD is gonna get hit with a charge up around the corner. Maybe Kiosk can capitalize off of that. Trying to see if he can drop down the second charge trap onto BD, not let him go anywhere at all. BD needs himself a demon summon. Wobbler is up. Kiosk trying to be very careful when he wants to go offensive versus him. Does go for feign death, trying to avoid the hunt damage, but the dot from the hunt is still going to do a lot either way though. So BD maybe can still get a little bit of healing off of it. Any kind of damage he does to Kiosk while the hunt debuff is on him is going to give him a lot of survivability. Kiosk hit with a stun. Does he have any outs? I think that I-beam is just going to cleave right through you. Not much you can really do about it. With Jesus going to be the last one left over for the Team 2. Can he surpass the Demon Hunter, or is this going to be the end of Team 2? All consumed by the Demon Hunting class. As BD tried to see if he can back up out of there. Has darkness, so you could use that. Imprison onto Jesus, maybe with a fear. Does go for the sigil. Is that sigil going to be enough? They're going to be Lich-born out of Jesus. BD does get a demon spawning in. Definitely needs to slay it. I-beam's going to be a trick at it just to pick up the demonic soul. Definitely needs I-beam in order to get himself metamorphosis. Next time he gets himself a demon stunned out of his darkness. I think Jesus is just going to try to see if he can take him down. Oh, just not letting him play at all. Well done. He needed to grip him out of the darkness, lock him down, let the Pez just kind of claw at him, which gives Prox a chance to actually play the game. Prox walking into this one at 8 minutes, 35 seconds with 44% dampening. I'm swapping the wrong people entirely, aren't I? Wall immediately by the Feral Druid as the grippy hand comes out for Jesus. Brox, I think, is just trying to get the bleeds on Jesus. The physical damage, you can't fight right through it. Jesus is great against magic damage, but that physical from Feral, not much you can do. Especially when you just used a lot of it cooldowns versus the Death Knight. Talrion does get 2 kills. BD going back in, still being a Demon Hunter menace to the arena. Let's get ourselves another going, boys, yeah? Uno mas, uno mas. I'm enjoying these duels a lot, man. I'm having such a good time right now. Let me know when your teams are ready, boys. Or if you guys need more, we can maybe swap some people out. Is the Spaces Lockout, as well as, well, Lockout, a couple more boys were looking for a spot. If you guys need more, man, we can get them in there. Anybody and everybody's welcome. I just ordered Devastation buffs, and yeah, that looks good. Only for PvE. Wait, aren't those buffs also going to apply for PvP? Or are those just like talents and stuff that you wouldn't use in PvP ever? But yeah, Devastation's getting buffed up, and I'm actually okay with them being buffed, because it feels like they're not really the strongest range DPS, but it's their expansion. I imagine like this should be at least really good, you know? That should at least be, that should be on the map at the very least. Ready? Chrysler, let me know if you're ready. I would be good to go. But yeah, come Tuesday, man. Come next week's reset. Hopefully we'll have a lot more of you guys joining in. Tendril go. Wait, Void Tendril does a lot of damage now. What the hell? Tendril go burr? Yo, them Tendrils. Chatterplace may be like a Tendril class. Ready? Alrighty. Lock buffs will apply for PvP, but there will be trash. Same issues and survivability as before. I'll need to take a look at those crystals. I'll need to take a look at exactly what's being buffed and nerfed. What is Fire Breath not applying PvP, but actually a bad thing for PvP crit buff does? That's a good question, Abe. I think as the Fire Breath, the damage it does, it can one-shot. That's why. So they reduce the one-shot capability. It can still do a lot of damage in crits. It just no longer one-shots. Like, I don't want the classes to be like, oh, you win or lose by the one-shot. I'd rather let classes be like, okay, well, if you outplay the person, you can win. Like, I'd rather have classes be a little bit more survivable and less one-shotty. But we'll see. What class should I main for PvP? Yo, Regret, there's a lot of good options, man. If you're looking for a good melee, right now I would say like Demon Hunters are pretty good. As an overall, Rogues are fantastic. Shamans are good, warriors are good too, windwalkers are good. Like, there's a lot of melees that are good. Range, hunters, fantastic. Great choice, pretty easy to get into. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. Warlocks, also super good. Mages are good as well. Shadow-based Ellie Shamans, Boomkins are also not bad either. Druids in general is good too. You got good, decent tank, fantastic range DP, healer, good range, good melee. Death Knights are good too. Unholy just destroys bosses. While Frost got big AoE. Bloodseeker is a fantastic choice. Warrior, best tank in the game right now, in my opinion. Arms, Fury are fantastic as well. There's a lot of classes that are good. There's a lot of good classes in the game right now. Plus, boss in the horizon, gonna make him even better. Alright, what arena do we do? Do we cycle back to what we've done already, or do we do some new stuff? We'll do Lord Iran. Want to level up my Evoker? Definitely. Frost Mage isn't good. They're not terrible, but they're not super popular. They are receiving buffs very, very soon, so I don't know where it's gonna put them on the map. But they're not a terrible spec. Like, they're all getting play, but they're not quite arcane. But they're not bad. It's not like that they're bad, it's just other classes are a little bit better than they are, like in alternative, in comparisons. But they're getting buffed up, so maybe that'll put them on the map. It's just the way that they're designed, I just don't think fits the current meta. Like, it's part of it is like, how the raid fights are structured. Is it mobility, is it cleave, all that stuff, right? Also how like the Mythic Plus meta is. I feel like they're perfectly fine for Mythic Pluses. Perfectly fine. Outside of like weeks where you have to do a lot of movement. Damage is not an issue for Evokers. The toolkit is survival is the terrible in 1v1 and more so 2v2 and 3v3. So there are some survivability choices you have, but I do agree with you. I feel like if they just made them like baseline tankier because they gotta be in that closer range, I'll be okay with that. They did improve it, like compared to their initial design, they did improve it. So they are better than what they initially started. But I would be okay if they made them tankier. I feel like it'd be fine. Like healer is pretty tanky. I'd be okay if they made DPS tankier too. I feel like it's only fair in that regard. You know what I mean? Alrighty, boys. Twitch. Demon Hunter first up. BD gonna be going up versus Jesus. A bit of a rematch between the two as the two hero classes are diving into the arena. Big I-beam by BD. Try to see if he can. It's absolutely tear apart. Jesus, big damage with the blade dances. Jesus just trying to see if he can keep everything together before it goes all cut down to pieces. Big AoE fear on. Jesus dropping in the big dome, trying to reduce a lot of the chaos damage. Just no chaos zone. Chaos is illegal in this area. As it's going to be a stun onto BD. Does get himself the army. Honestly, maybe Jesus could just set the army onto BD and just AFK. Let the army do work. But a big cleave, massive blade dance, new damage. It's going to be Jesus trying to see if he can survive it. But BD just cutting him down. Just ripping that boy to shreds. With Yasha going to be up next as a pal, going to be a stun to BD. He has a trinket in case he's in trouble. Big immunity as soon as he sees big damage out of Yasha. Just trying to use that immunity just to escape. That is a big hammer hanging over his head. Darkness may be enough to keep you alive. Into eventual retreat. Try to stay in the air for as long as possible. The darkness absorbed that hammer. None of that damage went through. Going to be imprisoned off of the big go by BD to try to see if he can play it very, very carefully. Yasha may have to go for a bubble. And BD needs to find a way to escape. Just needs to stay away from Yasha. If you can eventually retreat around him, you'll be okay. Definitely needs to avoid getting stunned up if you can. Definitely needs to avoid getting stunned up. Eventual retreat, stun onto Yasha. Does he have the damage? Mage is having me. Oh, he played this. He's blinded, but he's still slashing, thrashing. And he was able to cut him down. My goodness, that is such a... What an ability, man. What an effect. Once you get the blade dance rolling, Demon Hunter that's already blinded twice over. Twice blinded, slashing, thrashing in the darkness, and the paladin has nowhere to go. Is it going to be potentially Amphenica? Wait, is this the rogue as a Janide? I think that might be. Amphemenica. Amphi. I'm calling it Amphi. No, Kiosk is going to be up next with Mog Dem on the standby. Kiosk is sending in the pet versus BD. And he's just going to try to see if he can rip into that pet. If Kiosk plays this super, super carefully, maybe he could beat a Demon Hunter. But I don't really know how it's going to go. BD tried to stay afloat. Why is he in the air? After his eventual retreat, he's immune to CC, takes 75% less damage, while what looks like Kiosk feels like takes 75% more damage at all times. So in prison, as Kiosk trying to see if he can veer behind the pillar, as it's going to be a sigil of fear right after him, but somehow was able to avoid it. I'm not even sure how. It's gonna be still chop on the BT, trying to see if we can slow him down. The grenades just chipping away at his health, but Kioska's health is just not in a great spot. One more ability could take you out right there. Turtle Shell at the last second. Do you have a bleed on you? It looks like still not it. Oh, looks like maybe he still has a bleed on him or something. Some kind of like a chaotic dot rolling on him the entire time. It just ended up taking him out. As BT sits down for a bit of fresh food. Is it gonna be Ampheni potentially? Femi? Ampheminica? I don't know what I'm gonna call you. Ampheminica. Femi. Call it Femi maybe, yeah. Femi maybe. Gonna be, oh, dropping down the static totem. Kinda keeping BD in place with a stun to follow, but it's gonna keep booping him in there. Ampheni trying to see if you can maybe go for, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, what? Alright, Demon Hunters. And the man is just praying. He's like, oh, please. God's have mercy on my soul, so Mogdem doesn't absolutely just crush me here. Shadow Meld to evade, he just Shadow Melded to evade the spear. Shadow Melded to evade the gripping effect of the spear. Try to see if he can avoid Mogdem as best as possible. The man is just a blade storming McGee over here. BD, try to see if he can get himself a recovery. Big hunt for some Mogdem, but he comes to a parry. BD looking to escape. Does he have any survivability? Gonna be reflected out for Mogdem. BD just gotta make sure he doesn't stun himself. There goes his nether escape. Just looking for the run, throwing in glaze at Mogdem to hopefully slow him down. Big cleaver right after. Oh my god! What was that? Oh my goodness, he just went for soul cleave, literally cleaving into this man's soul. Oh my god. Is that what you call emotional damage? Soul cleave, man. Oh my goodness. Demon Hunters right now. Depending when I upload this video, there are some Demon Hunter nerfs on the horizon. I think for both patch 10.05 and the reset. My goodness, Demon Hunter's good. Yeah, I don't disagree. I feel like he played really well. But you gotta agree, man, that Vengeful Retreat, immunity to CC, and damage reduction together with a Blade Dance one-shotty thing and Hunt, it's a lot, man. It's a lot to take in at once. It's a lot to get hit by at once, too. My goodness, let's get another one going, boys, yeah? Demon Hunter, strong. 4 out of 5? Okay, we're good. Who left? Was it Mogdem? I think Mogdem got the lead again, yeah? Kryza was lead maybe for a bit. Oh my god. I definitely gotta put that one out tomorrow, I think. Or before the weekend. Before we get the reset. What nerfs and Demon Hunters are there? So they're nerfing them a little bit, like the Vengeful Retreat PvP talent. One where Vengeful Retreat gives you immunity to CC and damage reduction. They're dropping the damage reduction from like 70 or 75% to like 30, 35%. So they're like 40% reduction on that. Pretty significant. Their self-healing is also getting reduced by quite a bit. And some of the damage, I think with the Soul Cleave ability, is getting reduced as well. The damage increase of Blade Dance and Chaos Strike, Chaos Strike, it's not going to be as effective. Your Essence Break is going to be less effective at empowering these abilities in PvP. That's what I'm trying to say. 70% leech reduction. Yeah, that too. Now, Demon Hunter is strong, but Limitless played good AF. Yeah, I think they're trying to bring him down a little bit. It's only DPS spec. RIP. I don't think you guys are going to be completely dead, though. I feel like it's like watching Demon Hunters, observing them like in solo queue, in arenas, and in just in duels. You guys are in a really good spot. Like if you don't need to worry about your own personal survivability and you have a healer, you guys are great. You guys are fantastic. So I'm not surprised that they're nerfing you a little bit. I don't think you guys are gonna stop char rights in arena sub. I don't think you guys are gonna stop. I think you guys are still gonna be very highly effective. That's my gut feeling, but that's what I'm going with. All right, let me know if you got more groups. Mogdem, do you need me to join to invite more, or are we done? Or are we just gonna list? Did you list? Mogdem, I don't know if you can list the group. Try to list an LFG, man, so we can at least get it rolling. That, or I could join in and try to see if we can get you boys in. They're buffing other classes. They're also buffing others, yeah. So that is going to be good for everybody else. They're buffing some of the less underperformers. Like, I also am finding interesting how they're, like, even Outwork is getting nerfed for PvE. Like in Mythic Pluses. Like, our Cleave with Blade Flurry is getting a little bit less effective, but we are doing a lot of damage. Like, on 8 targets or less, we're like the highest AoE damage, so I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. We're very, very, very effective at Cleave. I don't think it's gonna make us like completely terrible though. Hopefully not. We'll see. Guy will have some sims on it. Guy will have sims in the Rogue Discord. He'll let us know. If Guy's panicking, then I'll be panicking. Wizard would just remove the dot stuff and ideally also the slow, but at least the dot stuff. Even from the glaive toss. Even on the top in PvP lattice at the moment, so is deserved. It'll still be good. Yeah, I doubt they're gonna be bad. It's just they have their own they have really good like self-survivability. They don't necessarily need a healer, but with a healer they're just almost unstoppable. I'm not gonna say completely overpowered and unbeatable, but pretty close to almost unstoppable. The judge crawls so you could always get hit. That's unfortunate. The Magdam list. Okay, Magdam, I can join in if I need to. Oh my god. Chat. So there's this Korean team that does Mythic Pluses. Apparently they like going into really high keys on like super undergeared alts or undergeared characters, try to see if they can bypass it. They're in here for 8 hours. And I think it's a I don't read the language, but based on the background, I want to say this is possibly Algathar. Just because it kind of looks like flowers and the how it's all in the sky like that. Ground. I want to say that's Algathar, but I could be wrong. But yeah, they're back in. So if you're ever in a bad run in Mythic Pluses, just think of these guys with 588 deaths. 8 hours in a 23. They're back in there. Yeah, whenever you're having a bad day, just think of them. Just think of them. Oh my god. Ah, damn. Alright. Ready? Oh, okay, we got a group. We got at least one more in here. So I guess it's gonna be Jesus Ascend versus Bogdam. It's gonna be ready? Wait. Okay, I'm gonna guess you got the same team, right? Who's the leader of that team? Is it Christ or is it Magdam? 58 deaths, holy moly. Exactly, yeah. With a glaive dot. Also the other thing, but that's just I can't use many better because of it. Yeah, it's because it's a chaos. It's not really bleed, it's a chaos dot. It's really weird. Algathar, that's crazy. That's crazy. Evoker and Tree boss with Firestorm is gonna be interesting. I imagine so too. I imagine so too. It could be really, really good. It could be really, really, really very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. I'm gonna guess Magdam's lead. XC, Mock Day, and Jesus. Wait, I did that. What I'm ready to throw you guys into, man. What haven't we done this week? I feel like we've done every arena so far. I could do one of the other ones we've done already, like not Grand again. Well, maybe Kaiser's lead. Kaiser. No. There's no target. What did I mess up? Messed something up. I'm not sure what. I'm trying to figure it out, chat. Is it ZXC Mock Day? I have no target. What is going on? I might have messed up with Jesus. Is Jesus still here? Is that what happened? Let me look. Oh, yeah, Jesus is gone. Is it Kreiser taking over for Jesus? That might have been the case, actually. So let me try Kreiser. And... yeah, actually, that's what happened. Okay. Alright. I guess I missed that out. Completely. We'll see how it works. Also, how is chaos not considered magic? Is it specifically all magic things? So chaos is everything. It is physical, it is magical, it is everything all at once. It is a very, very specific school of cast that only a handful of abilities have. Chaos is part of the Destruction Warlock Chaos Bolt, but it's actually a little bit of a different chaos type for Demon Hunters. Like, depending on the class, like Frost Mage, Frost DK, same Frost. But for Demon Hunters and Warlocks, it's slightly different, because for Warlocks, it's like a coalescence of all magic effects all at one, kind of like equivalent to an elemental hit. But for Demon Hunters, Chaos is slightly a little bit different. For them, it's like a mix of physical on top of it as well. So that's why like it's really difficult to bypass it. You can cloak some of that damage, but not really. I feel like even certain attacks like you can cloak, but others you can't. Like an I-beam can cloak it. It's all magic chaos. But like Blade Dance chaos is like a physical. That one you can't cloak. You can't even evasion it, I don't think, either. I think you could feign death it maybe, but it's like a weird, really weird but specific. It's like on purpose so you can bypass certain defenses. So I don't know where the Chaos Blade is. I mean, the bleed from the Grave Toss is. I believe it's like the physical chaos damage, where I don't think you can cloak it. I don't think you can remove it. I don't think it's a bleed like normal. It's like it's a dot. It's a dot. It's more like a dot. It's not like a magic dot, but it's not quite, because it's not like you can like dispel it. I don't think you can cloak it either. So if you cloak it, it still ticks it because it counts as a bleed. But if you try to like remove it with a medic bandage, it's not really a bleed in that same regard, even though it is in a way. You know what I mean? It's just a weird one, right? It's an effect, but isn't quite categorized in the same way. It's an like in a way, it's like in a whole different category, but it doesn't apply to everything else. It almost like it is to bypass it entirely. Yeah, I know, but I just don't think Blade Dance is part of it. I kind of agree with you on that. I would like Blade Dance was part of it. So they only changed that recently, but they needed to because Blade Dance playstyles were going to be like really undertuned otherwise. Somebody group is queue for that. Okay, let's not do a grand. Let's do... What haven't we done, chat? Is there any arena that we normally do that I missed out on? We don't know the Blades. I like Blades Age. Oh, Rook Point? Rook? I like Rook. Let's do another Rook. I like Rook. Rook. No, Curian map. I don't want to give you guys a flash. I don't want to flashbang you guys. I want to conserve you guys' eyeballs. It is late in EU. It's like late. So I'm trying to go arenas that are not super bright. This one isn't super bright. It's still fairly dark. I'm trying to go dark mode. If I hated you boys, I'd give you Curian. But I'm having a good time. If I was like if you guys were giving me a bunch of crap today, and I was just in a bad mood, I'd be like, F you guys. Flashbang. Curator is good, nothing like one of the claw my ass out with a fork. Exactly. They really need to give that one a dark mode, because they have a dark mode version of that arena that's like a voidy sky for it. It literally gives it a void sky and a voidy like purple look, dark purple for like AWC. They have a version of that arena. They just need to give us that kind of version where it's like daytime it's bright, but at nighttime it's all dark. I think it'd be fine. I think it'd be great. See why Blade Dance would get so much stronger now? Yeah. It's part of mastery now. Not that it gives chaos damage, it's mastery. So he ends up benefiting him a lot and ends up being just stronger than needed to for PvE purposes. But it just... I see exactly what you mean though, Abe. I don't know how they would code that for PvP though. Switch. We got ourselves Prox gonna be first up versus Mogdem, getting opened up with full bleeds. Mogdem is gonna have to respond very carefully unless the man has got himself big defenses, trying to go super aggression, but look at the bleeds. They're just rotting him down. There isn't really much you can really do. Parry up, unless you can remove all those bleeds maybe with bitter, unless he's not running bitter immunity. I don't think he is, but Prox walked in, full defenses, full bleeds. Mogdem can't really do much about it. Has to get super aggressive in order to get some damage onto the kitty. But look at his health bar right now, man. Trying to see if he can go for a big charge, but I think it's just over. Prox just with those bleeds just ripping right through him. I mean, that's a lot of damage was taken at the very end though. With Amphenica gonna be up next as an enhancement shaman. Fenny with Prox going in for the big incarnation, trying to get those big bleeds up and running. Fenny trying to see if he can knock him into that static zone and does end up eliminating it. That's going to be a enhanced shaman ripped to shreds in just a matter of seconds. Not much you can really do there. Kiosk on a standby. Maybe it's going to be Frost Boss going in next. Maybe Yasha. But man, that Feral Druid is already ripping through two people that quickly. We're only a minute into the duel. Can Kiosk bypass the Pharaoh? Pharaoh leaping in quick enough in order to get the rake stun onto Kiosk. Full bleeds rolling in as he got himself a freezing trap on him. Kiosk able to bypass the dots. Unless there's a Moonfire build for Prox, you should be able to bypass him. Barskin in order to help damper some of that big explosive damage out of Kiosk. Those kill shots. Kiosk definitely needs that line of sight on Prox. He definitely needs to line inside to get the skill shots. Definitely needs his grenades in. Definitely needs to make sure he's maximizing as much damage as he can off of that coordinated assault. But looks like it's gone. Bash onto the Hunter. The Feral is actually taking a bit of damage of his own. Freezing trap as he's trying to get the bleeds up. Kioska feigning it with a full manic bandage, looking for the recovery. Definitely needs a lot of big damage onto Prox. Has himself that explosive shot at the ready. He's going to do quite a bit of damage as the man goes in for a quick swift mend in order to recover a bit of health. Kioska with big grenades. Feral leaping back in, looking to claw right into Kioska. Can he do it? A quick maim right after Kioska with the survival of the fittest, trying to see if they can use that to leverage to stay aggressive with the Prox, but the man is going to back up. It's a lot of hit and runs between these two. Kioska bleeding out, Mage to stop down and at least remove the bleeds with a manic bandage is going to play off of those freezing traps. And once to freeze the Feral, make sure he has at least 8 seconds of just like CC on him, just so you can go for a bit of recovery. Charge trap, stun around the corner. Prox doesn't really have much of survivability here. Does have a bark skin, but it may not be enough though. Prox super low on health, walking back into the charge trap. Harpoon by Kioska. Oh, so close. I thought honestly, look like Prox was dead for a second, but he wasn't. But does go down eventually. Kioska does it. I'm taking him out. Took him a second or two, but does end up eliminating him. With Fractal going to be up next, charging out on his big fell demolisher, hoping to close the gap with Kioska. Kioska diving into camo. His pet does get clipped out in the open. Fractal with the missiles. Kioska better be extra careful. Scatter onto Fractal. Does himself all the time. Breath onto Kioska. Does he have the angle? Turtle shell for the Hunter. As he's looking for a full escape. Just wants to back away from Fractal as best as he can. But he's under a ton of pressure, under a ton of stress. Frozen? I feel like that freeze shouldn't have connected. I feel like that was a little bit of a weird freeze there. Big burst by Fractal. Freezing shot for Kioska. Took a big hit, but does survive the nuke. Mad barrage. I think it's over. Oh my god. Fractal does end up taking him out with a big barrage. This is so good. Proxy, how you doing, by the way, my guy? Other than your group's up. We'll see after this one. What's up, gal? How you doing, beauty? Hope you're having a good one. How you enjoying DF, by the way? Frostboss is going to be up next, charging out. He knows more or less where Fractal is at, playing that Frosty DK is going to go AoE now at all of those images. Try to see if he can get himself that big remorse winter coalescing around Fractal. Big damage to follow. Does he have the obliterates he needs? Is going to yoink him back over. Mad hits. That's going to be a big freeze. Fractal does have the, all the time, but the man just needs to go rewinding back before he stepped into the arena, honestly. Oh my god. That was so close. Definitely should have pressed all the time while he was kind of sort of active. IBF for Frostboss, seeing big chaos damage out of BD, is going to drop down a dome, trying to see if he can do a lot of damage mitigation here. Metamorphosis out of BD does get hit with a big blind. I don't know if Frostboss has done stunned already. That's going to be a lot of damage out of the Demon Hunter for a little bit. A lot of survivability while in Metamorphosis as well. Big cleave onto Frostboss. Mad Blade Dance right after. Does have AMS, but it burns right through it very, very quickly with another Demon spawning in for BD. It's going to go for Tricket. Frostboss, Dark Pack, but he's basically on his last foot. How does he survive this damage? I don't know if he can. Try to see if he can fight right through it. BD, I don't even know why he's dancing on his corpse like that at the end there. I felt like that was a little bit of BM. With Yasha going to be up next. Can BD surpass him? Probably should be able to, right? Is going to be able to maybe get by him. BD does not have a lot of defenses to walking into Yasha. Maybe this is where Yasha takes him out, or maybe BD just ends up one-shotting Yasha, as this man has been known to do so. Stun onto Yasha. Big IBM to follow. Does he have a big go? Going to be a big charge into a shadow meld. I think he's just trying to go for a big hit and runs into Yasha. Big hunter follow, Mad Cleave. Does he have himself with a big go? That's going to be immunity onto the blind. Oh no. And Yasha have to back up out of there, hoping to maybe maximize damage off of that Netherwalk. But BD is trying to avoid him as best as he can. Darkness, just absorbing so much of that paladin damage. He's trying to go in big damage, trying to throw it into him, so they're just going right into that darkness, just evading it. The big hammer hanging over his head could be pretty bad though. BD, does he have himself a big go? Has himself the demon, then he can just explode for free health. That's going to be able to do so. Blur at last second, the hammer does drop in, but it doesn't even do that much damage. I think Yasha was able to get the hammer hovering over the man's head, but never get to really ramp it up with a bunch of holy damage to follow. Big I-beam out of BD is going to get interrupted into another walk, into a, massive cleave onto Yasha. The whole time I was trying to figure out the ability what is eventual retreat as well as trying to pull out of my brain. But man, that bleed damage, that big burst out of BD. How do you stop the Demon Hunters, man? Oh man, the Demon Hunter nerf scan comes soon enough, can they? These guys have been dominating the solo queue arena. Absolute monsters on the solo queue. Oh, that's tough, man. That's tough. I'll collect everything in my human group, okay? Okay. Wait, I think Magdem is gonna go on a human character, right? Is that what's happening? He's not on a Horde? I think he's trying to see if he can swap and just go on his Alliance alt. Back with Warcraft for some time. Proxy, I think you're like Rogues. They're in a good spot right now. We are fantastic. Sub, Assassin, Outlaw, all of them are doing good. Doing really good. I play Fury Warrior. I hope you like it, man. Where's the MM Hunter go? Fun watching, dude. Brian, man, same. Honestly, I'm missing Kedem. Kedem is the guy. Our group left. Are we done, Grain? Are we all done, boys? Oh no, Grain, no. Oh no, I want to watch Tellurian play some more. That is true. The Tellurian barely gets to play, really. I was asking for me team off the games, man. Love them. Are we done, boys? A group's falling apart. I think it sounds to me like the ghosts may have fallen apart, man. But it's okay. You know what? It's late. I gotta get some food. I got Mythic Plus I gotta do. You know what I mean? I want to get some stuff done. And we had a lot of fun games, man. I got a pretty big video to work with tonight. Lots of updates on the horizon. Lots of stuff to take a look at for patch 10.05. But yeah, thank you all. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I think we're going to call it here, boys. Yeah? I think we're going to call it here for the night. Do anyone have any coffee left? A little bit. I don't know if the mic picked that up at all. Actually, does it? Hold on. ASMR. It does. I didn't think so. I usually have pretty good settings on it, but I guess I'm right next to it, so I didn't know if the cup. I didn't know if the cup was gonna. You got what I mean. I didn't know if the cup was gonna, like, you know, cover it up, whatever. Boys, thanks so much for coming by. I appreciate you guys. Are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. Big video for tomorrow. Big changes on the horizon. Very excited about how classes are going to play next week and in 10.05. Boys, thanks so much for coming by. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. Tomorrow, NA Duels. Come back for NA. Alrighty, guys, have a good one. I'm going to get pizza. I'm going to go gaming and hopefully get some work done and then maybe get a bit of a breather at some point. This week has been busy. We've been raiding a lot. It's been kind of nuts. I haven't been sleeping much. But you guys are awesome. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the regular. Alrighty, have a good one. I'll catch you next time. Peace.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Like a phoenix, you burst in stand